She was a master military surgeon, now trapped in a doomed era. With the entire Mo family marked for exile by a corrupt emperor, she refused to let them perish. With a flick of her wrist and the power of a hidden space, she looted the imperial coffers clean, leaving the executioners with nothing but dust. Exiled to the famine-stricken wasteland, the world expected them to starve. They didn't count on one thing, a miracle doctor who turns disaster into an empire. She is the savior they never saw coming, and she's just getting started. Zhiran, a dedicated special forces medic, harbored a deep respect for the legendary General Jiuye of the Da Shun dynasty, a hero betrayed by the very emperor he swore to protect. Little did she know, her admiration was about to transcend time itself as a sudden, catastrophic earthquake claimed her life in the tomb, only to awaken her soul within a different body, in a world where that very hero still lived. Transmigrated into the body of the Minister of Revenue's daughter, who shared her name, Zhiran found herself forced into a marriage with the same hero she had idolized. She soon learned the grim truth. The original bride had died in the Sudan, and the Mo family, once glorious, was now a house of widows and impending ruin. The moment of revelation arrived as Jiuye stood before her, his presence as commanding and formidable as the history books had promised. Yet their first encounter was marred by mutual suspicion, as the weight of a tragic destiny loomed over them both. Sensing the immediate peril that history foretold, Zhiran ignored the traditions of her new life, chasing after her husband to prevent him from walking into the emperor's trap. She knew that if she were to change the course of history, she must act now. Unable to explain her prophetic knowledge, she forced a simple cushion upon him, a desperate hope to protect him from the savage punishment the emperor had planned. It was a gamble on fate, the first move in her struggle to save her idol from the shadows of betrayal. As the night deepened, Zhiran faced the women of the Mo household, their innocence and kindness tugging at her heart. She risked everything, warning them of the coming destruction, a prophetic truth they struggled to accept in their sheltered lives. Retreating to the privacy of her room, Zhiran discovered the secret to her survival. Her medical office had crossed the void with her. In this space, she found a glimmer of power, a golden finger that might yet tip the scales of fate in their favor. With the dawn threatening to expose their ruin, Zhiran transformed into a shadow, slipping through the mansion's defenses. She moved with the efficiency of a soldier, gathering every resource she could to sustain them through the coming exile. Every second was a fight against time. Inside the dark, silent warehouse, she moved with clinical precision, transferring the mansion's wealth into her hidden sanctuary. She knew these supplies were not just commodities, they were the lifeline for the family they would become. The tragedy arrived just as she returned. Jiuye was brought home, a broken vessel of a man, his back scarred by the emperor's cruelty. Yet as she approached, his eyes snapped open. The hero was wounded, but his spirit remained razor-sharp. The suspicion in his eyes was palpable, a predator measuring his prey. Jiuye demanded to know how she foresaw his fate, but Zhiran met his intensity with the unwavering calm of a veteran survivor. There were secrets they were not yet ready to share. Gathering the family, the reality of their situation was laid bare. Despite the dark clouds, the Mo women stood together, their defiance echoing the loyalty of their late husbands. Zhiran felt a surge of respect for this family, now bound to her own life. Preparedness became their new religion. Under her guidance, the women transformed their clothing into hidden vaults. Every stitch was a silent defiance against the coming confiscation, a small way to ensure they would not be left utterly broken. The stolen supplies sparked a new tension, yet Jiuye proved more perceptive than she anticipated. In a silent exchange, they recognized each other's secrets, not as enemies, but as the only two people who could survive the storm brewing on the horizon. The ultimate gamble awaited. With the mansion stripped bare, they set their sights on the impossible, the imperial treasury. Together, they became shadows in the night, moving with a synchronized grace that hinted at a bond forming against the darkness of the state. The imperial treasury was a mountain of greed, a stark contrast to the integrity of the Mo household. As she filled her void with their ill-gotten gains, Zhiran felt a sense of poetic justice, returning the emperor's own corruption back into the hands of the people he had wronged. One final act of rebellion sealed their escape, the treasury in ashes. As the flames consumed the symbol of the emperor's power, they retreated to the mansion, their hearts pounding not with fear, but with the exhilarating rush of men and women who would no longer be victims. Back within the safety of their room, the hero was finally vulnerable. As she tended his wounds, the barrier between them softened. She was no longer just the fan of the legend, but the only person alive who understood the man beneath the armor. With the dawn came the hardest choice. She granted her faithful maids their freedom, choosing to bear the burden of their future alone. It was a final gift of mercy before the storm of their exile arrived to claim the mansion. Even as the threat of exile loomed, death crept closer. A subtle poison in their breakfast was discovered by her keen medical senses. She had narrowly saved the family from a quiet, cruel assassination, yet the danger was only intensifying. The traitor in their midst had taken their own life, silencing the motive of the poisoning forever. Zhiran looked at the Mo family, realizing that every step forward was a minefield. They were not just fighting a distant emperor, but an unseen enemy within their own gates. The news arrived via her father's secret messenger. The raid was imminent. With this final warning, the facade of peace shattered. They had been given a last, brief window to steel themselves for the life they were about to leave behind. The inevitable had finally arrived. Outside, the sounds of the Imperial Guard heralded the end of the Mo family's glory. Inside, the two partners stood ready, their resolve forged in the silence of their shared, dangerous secrets. General Cao Ren arrived, a tool of the Emperor's spite. He brought the decree that would strip them of everything, his eyes lingering on the women with a hunger that promised worse fates than exile. The Mo women, however, did not flinch. When Cao Ren dared to insult their dignity, Zhiran became their shield. She did not plead. She spoke with the cold, legal precision of a woman who knew the rules better than her captor. Her defiance sparked a flicker of hesitation even in the tyrant. They were stripped of their silks and forced into the coarse rags of criminals. Every discarded garment was a memory lost, yet the Mo women endured. They were being broken, but Zhiran saw the hidden strength in their eyes. They were being refined, not destroyed. The final indignity was Cao Ren's. As he rode away, Zhiran chose to deliver a silent, swift justice. One shot, a flash of light. The oppressor fell, and with him, a symbol of their torment. She disappeared back into the shadows before a soul could realize the truth. They departed the city of their past, a procession of the disgraced walking toward an uncertain horizon. With the wooden cart under her hands and the weight of her husband's life on her shoulders, Zhiran took the lead, pushing forward into the dust of their exile. Their brief parting at the gates was filled with the bitter sting of regret and the warmth of unconditional love. Her parents' grief was a final, painful anchor to her past, a reminder that though she had lost her home, she had gained a legacy worth fighting for. As the sun set, the road ahead was crowded with enemies and the shadows of the future. Surrounded by those who wished them dead, the Mo family looked not at their chains, but at each other. They were the remnant of a legacy, and with Zhiran, they were the fire that would not be extinguished. While the world believed Zhiran was merely a noble daughter, she had already begun to master her new reality. After transmigrating into the body of the original Zhiran, she now fought for survival alongside the exiled Mo family. As she searched for medicinal herbs to hide her secret supply, Mo Jiuye watched on, beginning to realize that the woman before him was far from the sheltered bride he had once doubted. With the sharp eyes of a professional, Zhiran gathered wild herbs. When her sisters-in-law approached, worried for her, she patiently taught them to identify plants like ku di zai. For these noble-born women, this knowledge was a lifeline on the brutal road ahead. Chaos erupted as the chief officer, Peng Wang, collapsed, struggling for air. The deadly bite of a banded crate had taken hold, and the officers, desperate and terrified, turned to the only person who had warned them, the calm and composed Zhiran. Life hung in the balance, yet Zhiran did not rush. She knew the power of fear and used it to establish her footing. As the officers surrounded her, she forced them to acknowledge that their survival was now entirely in her hands. Tension flared when Zhang King attempted to use intimidation, but the eighth old Zhu stepped in. He recognized that this prisoner held the only key to their leader's survival, forcing the arrogant officer to back down. With professional precision, Zhiran examined the wound. Hidden from their sight was the truth. She carried medical miracles from another life. She began the treatment, waiting for the perfect moment to save him without revealing her secret. Just as the treatment commenced, Lai Rower emerged from the shadows. Driven by ancient grievances, she attempted to sow doubt, hoping to discredit the one person capable of saving the officer's life. But Zhiran was no longer the naive girl Lai Rower remembered. With a sharp retort, she turned the tables. The officer's wrath shifted to the intruder, resulting in a stinging lash that left Lai Rower reeling in humiliation. In a display of poetic justice, Zhiran manipulated the officers into forcing Lai Rower to chew the herbal medicine intended for Peng Wang. The bitterness she endured was a small penance for the misery she had caused. With the bitter medicine applied, Zhiran insisted on the final step of the cure in private. She forced the officers to retreat, creating the necessary cover to deliver the advanced, life-saving antiserum. Behind the screen of ancient trees, Zhiran worked with clinical efficiency. In a world of primitive remedies, her modern syringe and high-concentration serum were the true miracle that would turn the tide for the dying officer. Throughout the ordeal, Jiuye observed from the wooden cart. Even as he feigned illness, his protective instinct was burning bright. He was prepared to break his cover if a single hair on his bride's head were threatened. The miracle had taken effect. As Peng Wang stirred, the atmosphere in the camp shifted from despair to disbelief. The life that seemed lost was now secure, all thanks to the woman they had once scorned. In gratitude, Peng Wang ordered his men to reward the Mo family. Fresh white flour buns were presented, a rare luxury that brought a glimmer of hope to the starving group as they realized their situation was finally changing. But Zhiran had even more to offer. Drawing from her hidden bounty, she produced braised beef, turning their meager meal into a feast. The Mo family women, once so focused on decorum, began to embrace the harsh new reality. As the camp settled, the air was thick with tension. The other families watched with green-eyed envy, but Zhiran guided the Mo women to remain humble and low-profile, ensuring they would not draw unnecessary ire. Night brought a new mission. Seeking to care for her husband, Zhiran climbed onto the cart. Beneath the cover of a blanket, she prepared to feed Mo Jiuye and treat his wounds, while old Lady Mo prayed for the family's future. Under the veil of darkness, Mo Jiuye slipped into the night to tend to his injuries. Zhiran acted as the perfect guardian, manipulating the situation to keep him safe from the watchful eyes of the guards. In the safety of the night, they whispered of the conspiracy that led to their exile. Mo Jiuye revealed his suspicions. This was a calculated purge by the emperor, and Zhiran's sharp mind helped him piece the pieces together. As the night wore on, the walls between them began to crumble. Mo Jiuye finally voiced his gratitude. In this desolate journey, Zhiran was no longer just a bride. She was his partner, his savior, and his closest confidant. Dawn broke, bringing the harsh reality of the road. But the Mo family was transformed. They moved with purpose and nourishment, a stark contrast to the weary, starving masses surrounding them. The journey faced a new hurdle when Peng Wang demanded the cart for himself. Zhiran stepped forward, using her medical authority to twist the situation, forcing the officer to comply with her terms or risk his own health. She maintained her composure, bargaining for the safety of her husband's cart. The officers, trapped by their dependence on her medicine, yielded. Zhiran was proving that even in exile she would not be trampled. The He brothers were forced into labor, their resentment palpable as they pushed the cart. Zhiran had turned the tables once again, securing a ride for her husband and forced labor for those who hated them. An unexpected jolt sent Peng Wang crashing into Mo Jiuye's wound. The groan that escaped Mo Jiuye forced a decision. The time for pretense was over. He would have to reveal his recovery to the world. With a steady hand, Zhiran orchestrated the reveal. As Mo Jiuye groaned and opened his eyes, she played the role of the devoted, startled wife perfectly, cementing their deception as a miraculous recovery. But the road held more dangers. Heatstroke struck, and a child from the rival Zai family fell gravely ill. Seeing the suffering, Zhiran felt the stirrings of her duty as a doctor, setting aside the hatred that fueled the convoy. Ignoring the past, Zhiran worked to save the child. It was a bridge built across the chasm of hatred, a move of calculated mercy that began to dissolve the hostility of the Zai family, one life at a time. To feed their camp, Zhiran took to the river. Her survival skills were unmatched, and in minutes she had filled their baskets. It was another feat that left both guards and prisoners stunned at the hidden depths of this woman. When Lai Rower dared to insult her, Zhiran responded with a wet, flapping carp to the face. The humiliation was absolute, and the laughter that erupted from the convoy marked a turning point in her command over them. Under the stars, Zhiran cooked a feast that brought a moment of peace to the weary group. She had proven her worth, silenced her enemies, and strengthened her own, proving that the Mo family would not just survive, they would thrive. In the shadow of the inn, the treacherous Zhang king abandoned the fate of Lai Rower to Lai Hu, the man who craved the sweetness of cruelty. The He brothers watched in confusion as their scheme dissolved, unaware that their pawn had been broken. Behind closed doors, the secrets of the day were whispered. Mo Jiuye, though tethered by injury, burned with the need to protect his wife, his dark eyes revealing a fierce loyalty that transcended his physical state. Left to her own thoughts, Zhiran delved into the mystery of her spatial dimension. Here, the laws of the mortal world held no sway, yet her past life's technology flickered like a dying ember, waiting to be reignited. She found the relic of her past, a smartphone that connected to a world she thought she had left forever. The familiar interface of Taobao bloomed within the ancient void, a bridge between two existences. With the successful purchase of a simple hair clip, the realization struck. This was no coincidence. She was being supplied across dimensions, a pawn in a game played by unknown deities. The arrival of the family heads forced her back to the harsh reality of their exile. She guided the men to Mo Jiuye, acting as the silent guardian while she returned to the hidden world within her own mind. She took the leap, pouring her meager savings into the digital void to birth an antique shop that would allow her to hide the treasures of the national treasury in plain sight. Night descended, forcing the couple into an intimate proximity they weren't prepared for. Mo Jiuye insisted on the floor, but common sense prevailed, leaving a chasm of silence between them on the narrow bed. As the moon hung high, Mo Jiuye vanished into the night, driven by a primal urge to protect his wife's honor. He left the room, a silent predator hunting for those who dared to insult her. Morning brought no peace. Mrs. Zhao arrived, breathless, to reveal the rumors of the officers plotting to crush her spirit. Zhiran's resolve hardened, the time for patience had passed. Breakfast was a ritual of quiet defiance. With the Mo family gathered around the warmth of the fire, Zhiran began to secure their resources, ensuring they would no longer suffer the indignity of the black flour buns. Peng Wang's unexpected permission to shop felt like a gift of fate. Zhiran saw it as an opportunity to truly prepare for the long road ahead, ensuring their survival in the wild expanses to come. A blood-curdling scream tore through the morning silence. Mo Jiuye had struck, leaving the He brothers broken and unrecognizable, their suffering a grim warning to any who dared cross his path. Zhiyuan's cries for justice fell on deaf ears. Peng Wang refused to believe a mere woman could wield such devastating force, leaving the He family isolated in their misery. She had the skills to heal, but she had no mercy for the enemies of her house. Zhiran stood her ground, forcing the official to realize that his authority had its limits when it came to her conscience. The marketplace was a labyrinth of noise and color. Zhiran moved with purpose, her eyes scanning for supplies, while her mind remained fixated on the survival of the Mo family. She sought waterproofing, finding an unexpected bounty of oil paper and cloth. The shopkeeper, despairing at the merchant who had abandoned them, found a savior in the form of an exiled woman with a bulging purse. She transformed the alleyways into her personal storage hub, shifting supplies from her void to the real world. Every action was calculated, a seamless fusion of magic and hard labor. The wait stretched on. As time bled into the afternoon, her intuition hummed with the danger of a trap. Lai Hu had orchestrated something, and the silence of the officials was deafening. The ambush came at the gate. Lai Hu's whip hissed through the air, but he had underestimated his prey. Zhiran didn't flee, she struck back, the force of her kick turning the tables in an instant. The accusation of escape was met with a fierce counterattack. She stood before the officers, her voice sharp as steel, exposing Lai Hu's malice and the ominous disappearance of the 8th old Jew. To unlock the truth hidden behind the wine-soaked mind of a spy, she had to play a dangerous game. Peng Wang complied, the officials acting as the unwilling tools in her psychological interrogation. The pendant swung, rhythmic and hypnotic, pulling the secrets from Lai Hu's dying conscience. He spoke, the truth spilling out about the betrayal and the dark fate prepared for the eighth-old Jiu. The race against death was on. The eighth-old Jiu had been cast away to feed the river, a victim of Lai Hu's desperate attempt to frame the Mo family. They ran, every second a lifeline. Found on the riverbank, the eighth-old Jiu appeared lost to the currents. Ignoring the scorn and the whispers of the ignorant crowd, Zhiran fought to pull his soul back from the precipice. When the crowd's prejudice threatened her reputation, she refused to compromise on the patient's survival. She commanded Peng Wang to act, turning the official into her instrument of resurrection. Life returned. The eighth-old Jiu gasped, the water expelled, and a cheer erupted among the officials. The impossible had been achieved, and the life of a loyal man was saved from the watery depths. The rumors of her indecency were quickly silenced by the truth of her compassion. Even the young Mo Hanyu stood as a pillar of faith, showing that her respect for Zhiran was unshakable. The courtyard became a hive of activity. Together, the women of the three houses transformed raw material into shelter, forging a bond that would weather the harsh storms of the exile ahead. Mo Jiuye watched her from the threshold. He saw not just a wife, but a leader, a force of nature who could turn thread and cloth into survival. His respect for her and his fear for her were now one and the same. The peace was shattered by the return of Lai Raoer's poison. Zhiran did not hesitate. Her hand delivered the consequences of a lifetime of slander, a brutal lesson that would never be forgotten. Justice was served not by the law, but by their own hands. United and defiant, the women stood as a fortress. The path to the northwest was long, but they were ready, forged in the fires of conflict and solidarity. In the cold shadows of their exile, resentment simmered in the heart of Lai Raoer. Watching Mo Jiuye from afar, she grew obsessed with a life she could never reclaim. The disparity in treatment between the families fueled a fire of envy that would soon lead to desperate choices. Driven by the need for survival, Zhiran took command, organizing the preservation of their meager food supplies. While the He and Lai families languished in despair, the Mo family grew stronger, their resourcefulness drawing bitter, envious stares. As darkness fell, Zhiran retreated into the digital sanctuary of her modern interface. Her online store, the Taobao platform, had finally begun to yield results, transforming the impossible into profit. But the harsh reality of her new life, defined by an ancient and predatory courier service, tested her patience. The silence of the night was shattered by the terrifying howl of a wolf pack. Mo Jiuye stood alert, his instincts honed by years on the battlefield, while Zhiran prepared to face the impending danger with weapons unknown to this world. Fire became their only shield against the approaching predators. Zhiran moved with the precision of a seasoned combatant, pouring alcohol to ring their camp in a barrier of flames, while Mo Jiuye ensured the safety of their kin. Forcing the wolves back required more than just fire. Mo Jiuye carried his wife to the treetops, where they unleashed a barrage of hidden arrows. The pack, overwhelmed by the precise attacks, finally retreated into the darkness. The battle left the ground littered with carcasses. Peng Wang, the veteran official, was left stunned by the efficiency of his prisoners. He realized that without this couple, their journey would have ended in a blood-soaked campsite. The victory was short-lived. A desperate cry from LV revealed a new disaster. Her child, Zai Lin, had vanished. Suspicion immediately fell upon the Lai family, as the night of chaos had provided the perfect cover for a sinister abduction. Following their intuition, Zhiran and Mo Jiuye scoured the path behind the camp. A small, torn fragment of a green silk kerchief served as their only lead, confirming that the boy had been taken as a leverage by the treacherous Lai Raoer. In the nearby brush, Lai Raoer waited, her sanity unraveling. Clutching Zai Lin with one hand, she pressed a jagged stone to his throat, preparing to trade his life for her escape. She believed she held the power, unaware that she was being tracked. The standoff was swift. Zhiran and Mo Jiuye arrived to find the hostage-taker cowering in the shadows. Lai Raoer's plea for mercy fell on deaf ears. To these two, she was a threat that could no longer be left alive. With a synchronized movement, Zhiran and Mo Jiuye unleashed their hidden weapons. The arrows struck with lethal precision, and Lai Raoer's life ended before she could pull the trigger on her malice. Mo Jiuye swooped in to secure the child. The aftermath brought a moment of dark comedy. Zai Lin was rescued, but the makeshift gag Lai Raoer had used, a foul-smelling sock, sent Zhang King into a fit of retching, much to the embarrassment of the eighth old Zhu. Back at camp, the consequences for the Lai family were immediate. Lai Liang's rage boiled over as he beat Zhu, blaming her for the failure of their escape and the death of their kin. The entire family now faced the grim reaper of imperial justice. Unable to bear the shame, Zhu attempted to end her own life in the river. She was restrained by the guards, but the internal injuries from Mo Jiuye's earlier intervention proved fatal. The Lai family's ruin was absolute. With Peng Wang's order, the Lai clan was sent back to the capital to face judgment. Their departure marked a turning point in the exile, leaving the Mo, Fang, and Zai families to forge a new, stronger alliance. Morning brought a rare moment of domestic peace. Mo Jiuye, the stoic warrior, displayed his tender side as he massaged his wife's weary muscles, an act that surprised and touched the observing family members. The wolf harvest needed to be addressed. Peng Wang sought their advice, no longer seeing them as mere prisoners, but as valuable partners. Zhiran saw a new opportunity to turn their defense into a profit. Under her guidance, the group transformed the wolf harvest into valuable goods. Zhiran instructed them on how to process the pelts and meat, turning the useless carcasses into items that could sustain them for weeks. The riverbank became their makeshift kitchen. With raw wolf meat ready for curing, Zhiran and Mo Jiuye prepared a stone slab, turning the heat of the sun into their tool for creating high-quality, dried meat. The air filled with the mouth-watering aroma of spiced meat. In a moment of unintentional intimacy, Zhiran offered Mo Jiuye a taste of their success. The simple gesture sent a surge of unaccustomed emotion through the stoic warrior. In Pingyuan County, Zhiran outmaneuvered the local merchants. With her sharp wit, she tripled the value of their pelts and meat, proving that her business acumen was as deadly as her aim. Their prosperity was interrupted by a familiar injustice. In the busy street, they encountered Fei Naniu, a man destined for imperial greatness, being brutalized by petty scholars. Zhiran saw a chance to change history. Intervening without hesitation, Zhiran turned the tables on the arrogant scholars. With Peng Wang by her side, she forced them to pay for their cowardice, securing Fei Naniu the funds he desperately needed for his father's funeral. The encounter was brief but pivotal. Zhiran watched Fei Naniu depart, knowing she had sown the seeds of a future alliance. The weight of her digital fortune now felt lighter as she returned to her family with a cart full of new provisions. Back at the camp, Zhiran delved into the history of her world. She discovered that her interference had derailed the first meeting between Nan Kai and Fei Naniu, shifting the currents of history in ways she could barely comprehend. Honesty was her most potent weapon. By sharing the spoils of their labor, Zhiran cemented the loyalty of the Zai and Fang families. The Mo family was no longer just survivors. They were leaders in this landscape of exile. The distribution of fabrics sparked joy across the camp. For these women, new clothing represented a return to dignity. Zhiran watched as their fatigue transformed into renewed hope, their needles already set to work. The night brought heavy questions. Mo Jiuye shared the history of his bond with Nan Kai, while Zhiran wrestled with the realization that their past might be more connected to the royal bloodline than they ever dared to imagine. In the city, Nan Kai simmered in his own failure. The realization that his target remained alive and sharper than ever forced him to confront his paranoia. He decided it was time to meet Mo Jiuye face to face, mask to mask. As dawn neared, Zhiran armed her husband, revealing the final piece of her arsenal. With a pistol hidden in the shadows, they prepared for the banquet, a meeting that would test the strength of their alliance against the machinations of an emperor-to-be. In the quiet of the inn, Zhiran revealed her secret to Mo Jiuye, hoping that her small handgun would convince him of her worth as a partner. Mo Jiuye, though cautious, finally agreed to let her accompany him into exile, forging a new, uneasy alliance. The next morning, an unexpected carriage arrived. clearly not sent by the official guards. It was a secret invitation from Nan Kai meant to test the resolve of the fallen duke. Inside the private room of the restaurant, Zhiran immediately spotted the trap, a cunning mandarin duck wine jug designed to deliver poison. Her eyes narrowed as she realized the depth of the betrayal. Taking control, Zhiran insisted on pouring the wine herself, effectively disabling Nan Kai's treacherous plan. Her confidence made it impossible for him to execute his lethal scheme. Jiuye turned the tables, confronting Nan Kai with the secret of the Mo family birthmark. He skillfully dismantled the prince's desire to kill him by revealing he knew the truth about Nan Kai's origins. With a bluff that would make any gambler pale, Zhiran claimed the powder in her hand was the legendary 7 days overturned poison, forcing Nan Kai to realize he had lost all power over them. Triumphantly leaving the restaurant, the two were caught off guard by a carriage on the street. Jiuye instinctively grabbed Zhiran, pulling her close in a sudden, intimate moment. Waking up to find themselves entwined, the reality of their marriage hit them. The awkwardness in the room was palpable, yet neither was truly repulsed by the intimacy. At the city gates, they encountered Fei Naniu, who offered them silver as a token of gratitude for their past help. Zhiran refused, knowing that their connection to this future leader was worth far more than money. The skies darkened, and a heavy, relentless rain began to fall. The group faced an uphill struggle, forced to move toward a village for shelter as the roads turned into treacherous mud. When the family's cart got stuck, Jiuye stepped in, pulling it free with raw strength. It was an act of pragmatic protection for his supplies, though it earned the begrudging gratitude of the others. As the water levels in the village rose, Zhiran's intuition screamed of danger. She warned Peng Wang that they needed to move to higher ground, or the flood would swallow them all. Finally convinced, Peng Wang led the group toward the mountains. They abandoned their belongings, forced by Zhiran's foresight to choose life over material comforts in the face of the encroaching flood. Safe in the caves, the immediate danger was cold and damp. Zhiran produced charcoal from nowhere, providing warmth for the group and protecting them from the freezing rain. Hunger loomed, but Jiuye's keen senses led him to hunt a wild boar in the storm. The catch provided a critical morale and energy boost for the exhausted group. Village Chief Liu and the survivors arrived, their faces etched with grief. Their homes had been lost, and many of their kin were claimed by the merciless floodwaters. The relief of surviving the flood was short-lived. Zhiran discovered a villager with signs of the bubonic plague, a terrifying threat that could decimate everyone on the mountain. Determined to save them, Zhiran revealed her space to Jiuye, producing the herbs needed to fight the infection. He stood by her, pledging to face the plague by her side. With the plague stabilized, they met Meng Huaning, the bold magistrate who had dared to cremate the victims to curb the disease. Zhiran shared the secret prescription, ensuring the lives of many more would be spared. Fear nearly triggered a stampede as villagers tried to flee, but Zhiran's firm words and the promise of a cure held them back. Order was restored, and their treatment continued. Days of foraging and difficult travel brought them at last to Anning Prefecture. The city offered a glimmer of normalcy and the resources they desperately needed to survive. In the bustling markets of Anning, they replenished their supplies. Rumors swirled about the magistrate's bold actions, a topic that captured the city's attention but remained a background noise to their journey. Their journey soon led them to the imposing new Jiuye mountain. Its name, derived from its horn-like peaks, signaled the next grueling obstacle in their path. Tragedy nearly struck when Mrs. Zhao, overcome by the despair of being a burden, attempted to throw herself down a slope. Only Jiuye's swift reaction prevented a fatal fall. The night brought a new, deadlier threat. Assassins emerged from the shadows, striking down the guards. The group was under attack, and Jiuye knew the target was him. Zhiran refused to hide. She revealed her most powerful weapons to defend Jiuye. They fought back-to-back, their teamwork fueled by a newfound resolve. Cornered and overwhelmed, Zhiran chose the cliff's edge over capture. Jiuye, refusing to exist in a world without her, dove into the darkness after her without hesitation. In the safety of her space, Zhiran performed life-saving surgery on the man who had risked everything for her. Every suture was a stitch against the inevitable silence of death. As he regained consciousness, Jiuye demanded responsibility, a promise that they would face the future as one. In the quiet of their secret haven, they finally surrendered to their love. Outside, the group waited in agonizing silence. They were united by their shared loss and their fading hope that the couple might return from the darkness. Behind the veil of reality, they prepared for the journey ahead. Jiuye learned the secrets of her arsenal, readying himself to protect their future against whatever shadows might hunt them next. The journey for the exiled Mo family has been fraught with peril, but none more so than for Jiuye, who narrowly escaped death. Now hidden within the mystical space, he wakes to find his wife, Zhiran, watching over him. Bound by duty and love, Zhiran tends to Jiuye's grievous wounds, guiding him through the simple tasks of survival within their secret sanctuary. The wonders of modern technology are entirely alien to the exiled Duke, leading to moments of bewilderment that briefly bridge the gap between their two worlds. With the resources of her secret space, Zhiran treats them to a feast, showcasing delights that Jiuye could never have imagined in his life as a nobleman. The sizzling grill fills the air with the aroma of roasted meat, a rare luxury that offers a brief, delicious respite from the harsh reality of their exile. Even the simple sweetness of modern beverages becomes a source of wonder, as the two share these small, private joys in the quiet of their safe haven. The night wraps around them in the safety of the space. As Zhiran drifts into a peaceful sleep, Jiuye makes a silent vow to safeguard her life at any cost. Morning brings a domestic stillness. Jiuye, despite his injuries, takes on the role of caregiver, showing a warmth that softens the edges of their hardened lives. With the dawn, the reality of their exile returns. Zhiran prepares to face the treacherous climb, stepping out of the comfort of the space to scout the path home. Hidden in the valley, she finds no path, only enemies. The silence is broken by the arrival of the assassins, but she is ready to strike back with tools they cannot comprehend. In the confined space, the captured assassin faces the iron-willed interrogation of Jiuye. The truth begins to unravel, pointing to a betrayal deep within the palace walls. Zhiran shows no mercy to those who seek her death. Under the pressure of a potent, truth-extracting drug, the assassin finally reveals his master, Prince Heng. Back at the main camp, the Mo family women display a courage that defies their plight. They refuse to move, loyalty to their missing kin overriding the threat of the guards. The act of bravery from the Fang and Zai families binds them to the fate of the Mo house. Peng Wang, faced with their defiance, grudgingly grants them 3 days of hope. Survival becomes a deadly dance in the deep valley. Zhiran finds herself hunted by a beast, her life hanging in the balance as she maneuvers for the upper hand. The battle for survival turns bloody. Zhiran fights with the ferocity of a warrior, saving the 8th-old Zhu from the bear's lethal claws at the cost of intense, physical exertion. With the beast dead, the focus shifts to healing. Zhiran tends to the wounded loyalist, her movements swift and precise despite the tension of their situation. Reunited in the safety of the space, the strain of the day vanishes as Jiuye checks his wife for wounds, his heart heavy with the fear of losing her. A fragile truce is formed as they share a meal of roasted bear meat. The silence of the forest hides the tension as they prepare for the long, uncertain journey ahead. Entering Pingyang County, the sight of corruption immediately offends her sense of justice. She observes the exploitation of the poor, her mind already forming a plan for retribution. When the pampered son of the county magistrate dares to accost her, Zhiran makes him pay. Her swift, brutal retaliation sends a message that she is not to be crossed. To move unnoticed, she adopts a disguise. The humor of the situation provides a rare moment of levity for the couple, allowing them to laugh together despite their grim circumstances. In the safety of the shadows, the truth of the magistrate's tyranny is laid bare. Zhiran gathers information that will fuel her quest for justice against the corrupt official. As night descends, she begins her operation. Using high-tech surveillance, she maps the residence, ensuring her plan to expose the corrupt official will leave no trace. One by one, her justice is served. She strips them of their power, transforming the ruthless exploiters into broken shells who can never again torment the innocent. The ill-gotten gains of the corrupt are confiscated. She takes what was stolen from the people, turning their wealth into tools for future liberation. The path forward becomes clearer when she encounters an ally in Famine. They share intelligence that could change the fate of the imperial court. She reveals the hidden hoard of herbs, a bounty that promises hope for those suffering from the plague. It is a strategic move that sets the stage for grand political shifts. The return to the exile camp is a moment of profound emotional release. Mothers hold their sons, and families bind their wounds, their resolve strengthened by the reunion. Kindness is repaid with the treasures she brought home. As the family eats, the fruit provides more than just sustenance. It provides a shared memory of comfort. Betrayal and political intrigue whisper in the shadows. As Jiuye confesses the hand of a dark prince behind their suffering, Jiuye realizes the threat to his family is far greater than he ever imagined. Exile continued along the dusty official road, until the monotony was shattered by the desperate cries of a mysterious, white-haired woman caught in the clutches of ruthless ruffians. Jiuye recognized the woman as a former servant from the imperial palace, a connection that compelled him to intervene, placing him and his wife at the center of an unexpected confrontation. The ruffians fled before the authority of the guards, leaving the elderly woman exposed. Yet, her evasive behavior and panic-stricken eyes suggested she carried secrets far deeper than simple robbery. The revelation was earth-shattering. Concubine Yuan had swapped babies decades ago, and the man known as Prince Kai was a fraud, the nephew of a common maid, not royalty at all. For her safety, Zhiran provided the woman with a means to disguise her conspicuous white hair, ensuring she could slip away to find the true third prince, Famine. The traitorous Jiuye had become a liability. His spiteful eyes and secret communications threatened the Mo family's safety, leaving them no choice but to ensure his silence. Under the cover of night, justice was served. The man who sought to destroy them was silenced, his body returned to the camp as if he had simply perished in his sleep. 10 days of silence ended in a hail of death. Assassins appeared from the shadows, their eyes fixed solely on the Ninth Master, forcing a desperate battle for survival. In the chaos, one attacker stood out. As the mask fell, the heart-wrenching truth was revealed. The assassin was none other than the brother they had mourned for years, yet he fought like a mindless puppet. Within the hidden sanctuary of her interspatial realm, Zhiran discovered the horrific truth. The brother was afflicted by a foul, ancient puppet goo, turning his body and mind into a weapon for others. With surgeon's precision, she sliced into the brother's arm, the black parasite wriggling against its host's life force. Together, they purged the vile creature, reclaiming his stolen life. As the fog of the goo poison lifted, the brother blinked back into reality, his voice trembling as he recognized the Ninth Master, bridging a 3-year gap of darkness and suffering. The reunion was a miracle of sorrow. Amidst the exile, the mother held the son she had once wept for as dead, his emaciated form a testament to the horrors he had endured in the shadows. Even the cold-hearted guards were moved by the reunion, allowing the weakened Mo Chuhan to travel on the mule cart, a small mercy in the long road ahead. To celebrate the return of the prodigal son, Zhiran prepared a feast fit for royalty, using every resource at her disposal to nourish the family and maintain the goodwill of the guards. The night deepened, and with it, their bond grew stronger. In the safety of the space, Zhiran discovered a miraculous new farm, a paradise that promised a future of prosperity. Their connection, forged in fire and struggle, finally blossomed into a promise. In the quiet of the night, vows were made, sealing their commitment to face the world together. The caravan reached the Salt Lake, a place of prosperity and dark secrets. On the distant water, a luxurious boat glowed like a beacon, signaling the arrival of an enemy. Above the deck, the shadows became their domain. Peering down, they witnessed a sinister alliance forming, led by Nan Heng and a woman Jiuye knew only as a harbinger of death. The secret alliance was shattered by arrows and steel. In the flickering firelight of the burning boat, old blood feuds were reignited, pushing Jiuye to the brink of his vengeance. By dawn, the boat was a hollow shell of embers. and the villains were prisoners in the hidden depths of Zhiran's realm, their power stripped and secrets laid bare for judgment. The parasite found in the third brother's body confirmed the sinister work of the national teacher, but the mystery deepened. Who else was pulling the strings in this game of puppets and death? The path forward remained fraught with shadows, but the Mo brothers now stood united, their strength fortified by the truth they had carved out of the darkness and fire. A new alliance had formed in the wake of the fire. The merchant Tang Mingrui, once a target of the Salt Gang, now walked the road with the outcasts, seeking a future among the ruins. Every step brought them closer to the northwest, a land of potential sanctuary. With the secrets of their enemies locked away, the hope of a peaceful life became more than just a dream. Their journey was far from over. The puppet masters of Daxing remained, waiting in the shadows of the capital, oblivious to the storm gathering in the north. Zhiran looked ahead, the vision of their future home in the space giving her strength. They would plant, they would grow, and they would carve their own destiny. The Mo family, once fractured by exile and loss, had become a force of nature. Together, they continued their trek, an unstoppable tide moving toward a horizon of their own making. Fate had tried to break them, but it had only forged them into steel. With the power of the realm in her hands and her husband by her side, Zhiran was ready for whatever came next. For now, the stars watched over them, a quiet reprieve in a world of turmoil. Tonight they rested, but tomorrow, the struggle for a future beyond the grasp of tyrants would begin anew. The dawn brought with it the promise of a new day, and the Mo family stood ready to walk into it, leaving the darkness of their past far behind. In the depths of their secret space, the truth behind the puppet worms finally unraveled. With the flame, the parasite that once shackled Mo Yunfeng was turned to ash, marking the end of Yun Lai's cruel control. Zhiran, utilizing her knowledge as a military doctor, applied deep hypnosis to the captured Yun Lai. Under the rhythmic swing of the watch, the secrets of the southern borderland began to spill out. The interrogation revealed a web of treachery. Yun Lai confessed that Nan Heng sought the throne by trading Da Shun's borders, and behind the darkness stood an enigmatic master, white-haired and cloaked, hidden from the world. For the lives destroyed and the suffering inflicted, mercy was not an option. Zhiran delivered a grim punishment, burning away the mask of the woman who had turned the Mo family's lives into experiments. Nan Heng, the prince who bartered with traders, found himself trapped in a nightmare. Seeing his accomplice reduced to a rotting corpse, his arrogance crumbled into whimpering, desperate fear. The fourth brother's death was not just a tragedy, but a calculated betrayal. Nan Heng spilled the truth. The fourth brother died protecting a man who deserved only the abyss. The final confession revealed the Empress's cruel poisonings, aimed at severing the Mo line forever. With that, Mo Jiuye's patience expired. In a snap of justice, the traitor's life was extinguished. Two corpses, two lives of malice, now lay beneath the surface of a forgotten pool. The shadows of the past were buried, paving the way for a secret reunion. In the quiet of the forest, the brother long thought lost began to stir. Mo Yunfeng opened his eyes to the face of the brother he hadn't seen in 4 long, tortured years. Mother and son were reunited under the pale light of dawn. The years of sorrow dissolved into tears as the family discovered that their third son, long mourned, was finally home. The wife who had waited in silence finally found her husband in her arms. The cycle of grief was broken, and though he had to leave again to search for their missing brothers, hope had returned to the Mo house. Chaos erupted at the camp as the disappearance of Prince Heng brought the authorities down upon them. The piers were locked, the gates barred, and the journey was once again held hostage by the prince's fate. As the world outside stalled, the secret space flourished. In this haven, the harvest proved plentiful, yet the bounty was a secret they had to guard carefully. To survive the delay and secure their future, they turned to a creative trade. With fabric plucked from their secret bounty, they crafted plush toys that captivated the wealthy ladies of the city. A contract was signed, and a business was born. What began as a way to feed their kin transformed into a means to empower the women of the exiled families, giving them a purpose beyond their suffering. The labor of their hands yielded silver. For the first time in years, the families felt the dignity of self-sufficiency. But even as the silver jingled, a new, hidden ailment began to take root among the women. When the sixth sister-in-law fell ill, Zhiran discovered more than a cold. Her blood revealed the hidden mark of the Empress's malice, a toxin designed to keep the Mo bloodline barren. The revelation of the Wu Zai poison ignited a fire in Mo Jiuye's heart. The Empress's cruelty knew no bounds, targeting the very essence of their future generations. Finding the antidote was now a silent mission. A glimmer of truth appeared in an ancient tome. The cure existed, but it was locked away in the rare Dan pie, an ingredient once gifted to the fourth princess, now likely sitting in the southern border. Business and vengeance intertwined. Their toy enterprise flourished with Tang Mingrui's expertise, providing the silver they desperately needed for their arduous trek toward the south, where their brothers and the cure awaited. A letter arrived from Fei Naniu, acknowledging their silent alliance. As the rains drenched the camp, the Mo family stood ready, their secrets guarded, their resources growing, and their path to justice becoming clearer with every step. The cold had come, but they were no longer the broken exiles of before. With a trade established, the truth uncovered, and a family united in spirit, they would survive whatever storm the empire cast their way. As the rain ceased and the camp prepared for the uncertain days ahead, the Mo family stood firm. Their silent rebellion was not just against a dynasty, but for the life they deserved to reclaim. The shadows of the past still lingered, embodied by those who sought only to destroy. But the He family, once a source of terror, was now reduced to bitter, ignored echoes in the wake of the Mo family's transformation. The road to the northwest was long and fraught with peril, but he was no longer alone in this fight. He had a partner who defied the heavens themselves. The camp was filled with the rhythmic sound of needles and threads. Each stitch was a small defiance against the fate forced upon them, building a future one toy at a time. The panda, the iron-eating beast, became the new face of their silent prosperity. It was more than a doll. It was a promise that they would conquer the challenges before them. In the quiet moments between their schemes and survival, there was a spark that flickered brighter than any fire. They were husband and wife in name, but partners in something far more profound. Each night they grew closer to their goal. The empire thought they were crushed, but they were simply gathering their strength in the shadows. Far away, the brother worked from the outside, his movements invisible to the imperial hunters. The Mo family was reclaiming the board, one piece at a time. With every doll sold, every coin saved, they were buying their way toward the south. The path was set, and justice, however long delayed, would eventually arrive. The Northwest awaited them. It was a place of exile, but for them, it would be the stronghold from which they would eventually strike back. The countdown had truly begun. Life in exile is a harsh test of character. After the Mo family's downfall, Mo Jiuye and his wife Zhiran, who once lived lives of privilege, find themselves stripped of everything. But through resilience and a hidden, mysterious space, they manage to navigate the treacherous path to the northwest, finding unexpected allies along the way. With no home left and survival uncertain, the Mo family secures a temporary residence. Through hard work and the support of the Fang and Zai families, they establish a modest, if precarious, existence, while Zhiran secretly nurtures her magical space to ensure they don't starve. Deep within the silence of the night, Zhiran retreats into her space. Here, amidst the flourishing crops and thriving livestock, she nurtures her dreams, crafting a vision of a future where her family can live in safety and abundance, far removed from the cold politics of the capital. Business flourishes even in the darkest times. The handcrafted dolls become an unexpected sensation, bringing much-needed coin to the struggling families. Tang Mingrui, their business partner, is amazed at the quality and demand, cementing a pact of mutual prosperity that bridges the gap between their exile and survival. A chance encounter changes everything. General Jin, an old friend who remained loyal to the Mo family despite the emperor's tyranny, discovers the exiled couple. His presence offers a glimmer of hope and a promise of protection in a world that has largely turned its back on them. The general's intervention is swift and decisive. With ships secured and rations provided, the path to the northwest is finally reopened. The families prepare to depart, leaving the sealed city gates behind as they embark on a journey towards an uncertain, yet hopeful, future. After a grueling journey, the destination finally appears, the desolate Yun City. The gates stand silent and shabby, guarded by indifferent men. It is the end of the road, but for the exiles, it is only the beginning of a life of restricted movement and constant surveillance. The local official, Deputy Magistrate Jiuye, is a man of low character and greed. Peng Wang warns the Mo family to stay vigilant. The assignment of their new home, and indeed their fate in this town, now rests in the hands of a man who demands blood and coin. Facing the corruption of the local government, the Mo family refuses to buckle. When demanded to bribe or sacrifice their dignity, they stand united with their allies. It is a clash of integrity against petty tyranny, setting the stage for a long and bitter struggle. In a display of moral bankruptcy, members of the He family offer up their own kin to curry favor with the official. The scene is a stark contrast to the Mo family's honor, highlighting the desperation and division within the ranks of the exiled. The atmosphere in the room explodes. Mo Chuhan, driven by righteous fury, openly confronts the magistrate. He challenges the petty official's authority, backed by the weight of his lineage and his own unyielding character, forcing a moment of tense, explosive silence. The consequence of their defiance is swift. They are assigned to Ling village, a desolate, dangerous place on the border known for barbarian raids and internal hostility. It is meant to be a punishment, a place intended to break them, but the Mo family views it as a challenge. Upon arriving, they find no hospitality, only closed doors. Refusing to accept being left in the cold, the Mo brothers take matters into their own hands, stepping into the village chief's home. They reclaim their dignity through force of will, making it clear they are not to be trifled with. The village chief is forced to lead them to their assigned residence. In a show of strength, Mo Chuhan carries the reluctant leader. The villagers watch in silence, seeing for the first time that the new arrivals are not the helpless exiles they were told to expect. The assigned house is a ruin, but it holds a secret. As they explore the dark corners, they discover a man chained and raving in the dark. It is Mo Chongyuan, the fifth brother long thought dead, kept alive in agony and shadow. With skilled hands, Zhiran tends to the poison-stricken Mo Chongyuan. She recognizes the symptoms of a dark artifice, a toxin meant to drive a man mad. Through her needles, she brings the first moment of peace to his tormented mind, saving him from his own madness. While the family grapples with the miraculous return of a brother, their loyal men return from a daring raid. They have crippled the corrupt magistrate and looted his ill-gotten gains. The wealth now piled before them represents both their revenge and their security. The waking brother is a stranger in his own family. The toxins and the physical trauma have clouded his memory. Mo Jiuye attempts to reconnect with his lost brother, showing him the family mark as proof, a silent testament to a bond that death could not sever. In the shadow of the mountains, a new life appears. Mo Chongyuan presents a young panda cub, an orphan of the wild which he had cared for. It bonds instantly with Zhiran, finding a home and a purpose in the company of the family that cares for all. The Mo family begins to weave themselves into the village fabric, one act of kindness at a time. By treating a sick child, they win the trust of the local Zhao family. It is a slow, methodical subversion of the Jiuye family's absolute power. An alliance forms on the road to Yun City. Zhao Zechuan, a scholar tired of the Jiuye family's tyranny, finds common cause with the Mo family. His decision to defy the village power dynamic in public becomes a catalyst for the villagers' hidden resentment. Trouble is never far away. The Jiuye clan, desperate to maintain control, attempts to frame Mo Jiuye for the assault on the magistrate. The officers surround them, ready to make them scapegoats, but the tide of the city is already turning against the corrupt officials. Violence is met with firm resolve. When a Jiuye clan member tries to intimidate them, Mo Jiuye does not retreat. His whip strikes with precision, turning the tables and shattering the Jiuye family's arrogance right in the middle of the crowded street. The balance of power shifts in an instant. The arrival of a new magistrate sends the old corrupt officers scurrying, robbing the Jiuye family of their protection. The era of their unquestioned dominance is crumbling, and the Mo family stands ready to face whatever comes next. Under the watchful eyes of the mountains, the family gathers their strength. They are no longer just exiles. They are survivors and architects of their own destiny. With their fifth brother returned, they are whole, and together they are ready to build a new life in the shadow of the border. The battle for survival shifts to the medicinal. Zhiran works tirelessly, blending science and tradition to purge the last of the madness from the fifth brother's blood. Every day is a struggle against the lingering effects of the poison, but each day brings him closer to being truly whole. The Zhao and Zhu families watch the exiles with new eyes. Seeing the brothers' prowess, they begin to believe that the Jiuye family's hold is not inevitable. The fear that once dictated their lives begins to wane, replaced by a cautious, budding sense of solidarity. Walls rise where ruins once stood. By building their own homes and refusing to be marginalized, the Mo family forces the community to accept them as neighbors. The village of Xiling begins to change, its cold heart warming under the influence of the exiles. The toxin finally recedes. Mo Changyuan's mind, long haunted by phantom madness, begins to settle into a calm, rational clarity. The brother they lost to the border war has truly come home, not just in body, but in soul and intellect as well. The exile is over in all but name. They remain in the northwest, but they are no longer prisoners of their fate. They are the masters of their domain, and as the new magistrate settles in, the Mo family stands ready, united, and indomitable to define the future of Yun City. Life has found its rhythm. Amidst the trials and the dangers, they have found the one thing money cannot buy: family. With their bonds renewed and their future in their own hands, they look toward the horizon, not with fear, but with the quiet strength of those who have survived the worst. This is the legacy of the Mo family. Not the gold or the titles of the capital, but the resilience they forged in the wilderness. Here, in the quiet northwest, they stand as a testament to the fact that wherever they go, they are the foundation upon which greatness is rebuilt. The Mo family, once prominent, had been reduced to the status of outcasts, yet their spirit remained unbroken. As Mo Jiuye stood his ground, the local bullies from the Jiuye family learned a harsh, unforgettable lesson in the dirt of the main road. When village chief Jiuye attempted a cowardly sneak attack, Zhiran, the transmigration-born heroine, demonstrated that she possessed not just medical prowess, but the combat skills to neutralize any threat with effortless grace. With the local authorities corrupt and compromised, Zhiran and Mo Jiuye realized that the only way to ensure their family's safety was to systematically dismantle the Jiuye family's hold over the town through a series of tactical strikes. Inside her hidden sanctuary, Zhiran utilized her unique abilities to disguise their identities. With artistic strokes, the noble Mo Jiuye was transformed into an unrecognizable, grotesque figure, ready to infiltrate the enemy's heart. Infiltrating the Jiuye residence, the duo bore witness to the callous cruelty of the deputy magistrate. He was selling innocent women to fund his own greed, a sight that only deepened the resolve of the Mo family. With cold efficiency, Zhiran emptied the storehouse. Every treasure, every scrap of silver, and even the shelves themselves were whisked away into her space, leaving the Jiuye family's wealth a ghost of its former self. Fate brought Meng Huaning, a man of integrity, to Yun City. As the new magistrate, his arrival sent ripples through the corrupt establishment, setting the stage for a dramatic shift in the region's power structure. A strange, blonde-haired man from overseas appeared in the crowd, lost and desperate. Zhiran, bridge building between worlds, stepped forward, her knowledge of foreign tongues turning potential chaos into a new, unexpected alliance. Protective to a fault, Mo Jiuye bristled at the foreigner's unfamiliar customs. His possessiveness, though quaint in the eyes of Zhiran, highlighted the deep, unspoken bond they shared amidst the turmoil of their exile. Within the magistrate's study, truths were unveiled. Meng Huaning confessed the political betrayals that had led him to this remote post, cementing a pact of mutual trust and vengeance against those who wronged them all. The court of Yun City was no longer a tool of the corrupt. With Meng Huaning leading the charge, the law began to weigh heavily upon the shoulders of the arrogant, starting with the immediate summons of Deputy Magistrate Jiuye. One by one, the victims stepped forward. The tales of forced concubinage and shattered families ignited the magistrate's fury, transforming the court into a place of long-awaited reckoning for the people of Yun City. Arrogance had blinded the wife of the deputy magistrate. Attempting to bribe the new magistrate with a stolen jade bracelet, she played directly into Meng Huaning's hands, providing the very evidence needed to seal her family's downfall. The final indignity fell upon Jiuye. Once a man of absolute power, he was now cast down, his pleas for mercy falling on deaf ears as the court turned into a theater of his ultimate collapse. With the Jiuye family's power broken, the path to a peaceful life in Xiling village was cleared. Meng Huaning pledged his support, not just as a magistrate, but as a loyal friend to the Mo family's future. The arrival of the magistrate at the forgotten village was a spectacle of justice. The villagers watched from their walls in disbelief, realizing the era of oppression had finally ended, replaced by a new, hopeful order. In the midst of the village's upheaval, an accidental fall turned into an unexpected encounter. Meng Huaning, catching the falling Mo Hanyu, felt a spark, one that hinted at a path beyond duty and exile. The night brought a different kind of war, the struggle against a lingering poison. Zhiran, using the fruits of her hidden knowledge, began the risky process of purging the toxin from Mo Chongyuan, the family's survival hanging in the balance. With every needle pierce, the corruption of years began to leave his body. The process was grueling, but the slow shift from dark, toxic blood to the vibrant red of recovery brought relief to all who stood vigil. Though their home was still under construction, the bond between the family grew stronger. With the poison gone and friends in high places, the Mo family finally felt the first rays of peace since their exile began. The justice of the new regime was swift and public. With the Jiuye clan's power erased, the village of Xiling felt reborn, the chains of fear replaced by the promise of a future forged by their own hands. New alliances were formed as Mo Jiuye negotiated the lease for their new home. The honest patriarchs of the village, finally free from their old oppressors, welcomed the Mo family with open arms and sincere hospitality. The journey for survival continued. With the family settled and safe, the duo turned their attention back to Henry's plight, heading toward the coast where a broken ship held the key to a future of trade and hidden treasures. In the small, weathered fishing village, the mundane task of locating a shipwright became an unexpected joy. Amidst the nets and brine, Zhiran discovered a wealth of forgotten favorites from her past life. The master of the docks was a broken man, exiled and bitter. Yet, as Hu Kong looked upon the face of an old acquaintance from the capital, the callous exterior he had spent years crafting began to soften. The foreign cargo ship was a marvel of primitive engineering, a stark contrast to the local vessels. Standing in its shadow, the group felt the weight of different cultures meeting for a common, urgent purpose. With the grace of warriors, Mo Jiuye and Zhiran scaled the vessel. Their movements stunned the foreigners, who saw not just refugees, but individuals of formidable and mysterious power. The holds of the ship were laden with treasures from lands far away. Yet, it was a box of unrefined gems, diamonds that were mere trinkets to the locals, that made Zhiran realize a golden opportunity. To Henry, they were curiosities. To Zhiran, they were a future fortune. Her quiet bargaining ensured she secured the cash for a pittance, setting the foundation for the family's impending economic resurgence. With the deal struck and the shipwright enlisted, the pair looked out to the horizon. The exile had once been a death sentence. Now, with every step they took, it was transforming into a path toward an empire of their own making. As the embers glowed in the newly rented hearth, the family finally slept in warmth. The ghosts of the cold road were fading, replaced by the soft, rhythmic breathing of a family reunited and safe in their sanctuary. The sunrise of a new era began. Mo Jiuye and Zhiran knew that the challenges ahead were great, but standing together, they were no longer the hunted. They were the architects of their own destiny. After a grueling journey into exile, Zhiran, a modern woman reincarnated into the body of the noblewoman of the same name, continues to use her wits and hidden spatial resources to secure survival for the Mo family. At the docks, she finalizes a massive trade with a foreign merchant, Henry, securing vital supplies. With the cargo ship finally repaired, she pays the labor fees for the master craftsman, Hu Kong, who remains impressed by the mysterious generosity of the Mo couple. Before locking the warehouse, Zhiran uses the power of her secret space to replenish the supplies, ensuring the family will never go hungry during the harsh winter ahead. In a final act of kindness, she provides Henry with simple translation tools, earning his lasting gratitude as their paths prepare to diverge. Returning home, Zhiran continues to use her space to organize and pack the vast amounts of food she has harvested, turning the modest mule cart into a treasure trove of supplies. The family life in Xiling village is slowly beginning to feel like home, as Mo Hanyu finds joy in simple play with the animals. The panda doll, Rice Ball, which has become a beloved member of the family, greets its mistress with unmatched affection upon her return. The sisters-in-law are overwhelmed with joy and disbelief as they see the storeroom filled with fresh meat and exotic ingredients, a luxury even in their former high-ranking lives. Determined to boost the family's spirits, Zhiran decides to introduce a revolutionary cooking method, the hot pot, using the vast ingredients she has gathered. She seamlessly hides the origin of her secret seasonings by pretending to retrieve them from the carriage, keeping her magical abilities hidden from the inquisitive family. Mo Jiuye, ever the supportive husband, helps her cover her tracks, further strengthening the bond of trust between the two. However, a realization hits. They lack the basic tables and chairs needed for such a grand meal, a comical yet stressful oversight in their new home. Ever the problem solver, Mo Jiuye calms her fears, assuring her that he can easily borrow the necessary furniture from the village chiefs. With the resources gathered and the neighbors invited, the atmosphere in the courtyard transforms from humble to festive. Zhiran prepares exquisite garlic lobster and spicy shrimp, leaving the sisters-in-law awestruck by her culinary skill. The feast begins, and the neighbors are initially bewildered by the novel way of eating, but their hesitation soon turns to delight. The unique, tongue-numbing flavors of the hot pot capture the hearts of the guests, cementing the Mo family's reputation as people of refined taste and generous spirit. The day concludes with the return of the hunters, their success adding even more to the family's bounty and securing their future in the village. Even the animals, especially Rice Ball, seem to have found their place in this growing home, watching over the latest additions with feline curiosity. In a display of wealth and foresight, Zhiran and Mo Jiuye solidify their future by purchasing land and property, transforming from exiles to local landowners. She introduces crops that promise high yields, sowing the seeds of prosperity not just for the Mo family, but for the entire village. A minor family dispute arises over the fate of some rabbits, highlighting the strong bonds and empathy the Mo family shares. Zhiran gracefully resolves the conflict by revealing a plan for a productive rabbit farm, turning a source of sorrow into a source of income. Rice Ball continues to display impossible intelligence, surprising everyone as it manages the rabbits with ease, confirming the magical aura surrounding the Mo home. As the day ends, the exhaustion of building a new life hits them, but their hearts are light, knowing they are finally building their own sanctuary. The work continues the next day, with the village and the Mo family collaborating to create a proper shelter for the growing number of rabbits. Justice finally arrives in Xiling village as the corrupt Jiuye family faces the consequences of their tyranny at the hands of the new county magistrate. Meng Huining, the newly appointed magistrate, solidifies his authority by freeing those oppressed by the Jiuye family and demanding justice. With the village affairs settling down, the family turns their focus back to the rabbit farm, delegating tasks to ensure every member contributes to their shared prosperity. Amidst the chaos of building a new life, the love between Zhiran and Mo Jiuye deepens, their shared trials binding them ever closer together. They walk the land they now rightfully own, planning for the orchard and the future, as their dreams for this mountain continue to expand. As the Jiuye family is brought to account, the village breathes a sigh of relief, knowing that under the Mo family's influence and the magistrate's justice, a brighter future awaits. In the quiet village, Secrets are traded like currency. Jiuye navigates the delicate balance of the exile, securing land under the guise of foolishness, while hiding the true power of his wife's mysterious space. The finest tea, brewed from leaves unknown to this era, bridges the gap between noble guests and the humble dwelling of the Mo family. Ingredients once foreign to these lands are transformed into a feast, winning over even the most skeptical hearts with the symphony of flavors. Even the local official finds his composure crumbling, consumed by the sheer delight of a meal that defies all expectations. Life in exile demands practicality. Jiuye and his wife venture into the town to purchase basic comforts, unaware of the shadow looming in the streets ahead. The whisper of smallpox turns the bustling street into a ghost town. Fear, more contagious than the disease, spreads through the market like wildfire. The truth is often buried beneath layers of panic. Zhiran sees not the mark of death, but the signs of an illness they can treat. A clash of medical knowledge ensues. The local physician chooses ignorance and isolation, while Zhiran stands as a beacon of hope for the afflicted girl. At the Tang residence, anxiety hangs thick in the air. Time is a luxury they cannot afford as the life of a young girl balances on a knife's edge. With medicine from her secret store, Zhiran fights a battle against time and tradition, shielding the Tang family from government wrath. When the arm of the law arrives to enforce a quarantine, they find the situation fundamentally altered by one woman's defiance of the diagnosis. The magistrate's burden is lifted by the news of the misdiagnosis. The blockade of Yun City, a suffocating weight, begins to crumble. A prince from the capital enters the fray, his motives as shrouded as the fog of the northwest. The presence of Nan Rui brings a chilling undercurrent to the town. Old scars reopen as Mo Chuhan encounters the man who once controlled his very soul through dark arts. The air crackles with unspoken rage. A forced confrontation reveals a dark truth. Nan Rui holds the mother of the puppet Gu, an object that binds fates and destroys spirits. The arrival of the ninth brother changes the stakes. Jiuye's cold glare cuts through the pretense of royal diplomacy. The prince confesses a life of being a puppet himself, coerced by a mysterious, white-haired figure into betraying his own kingdom. In the safety of her hidden domain, Zhiran observes the struggle of the parasite, confirming the prince's story and the true danger they face. Distrust remains the foundation of their alliance. Jiuye demands answers, not empty apologies, for the suffering endured by his family. A deal is struck, shrouded in uncertainty. They leave the restaurant with a 3-month reprieve, while the shadow of the white-haired master grows longer. The warmth of home is their sanctuary. Even as the threat of the court looms, the simple joy of family keeps their spirits grounded. Even the smallest companion, rice ball, demands the love of its owner. Laughter, however brief, is the cure for their weariness. The work of the fields begins. Every stone cleared from the wasteland is a step toward survival, a quiet defiance against the destiny imposed upon them. The tables have turned. The oppressors become the desperate, forced to sell their holdings to those they once mocked. Victory in the village square. Bit by bit, the Mo family secures their future, reclaiming the very ground that was meant to be their grave. 3 days pass like a storm gathering. With a plan crafted in the shadows, they prepare to set a trap for the masters of Gu. Creativity blooms in the face of hardship. The sisters-in-law craft beautiful pendants, turning remnants of the hunt into treasures sought after by the wealthy. Culinary innovation opens new doors. Cold rabbit meat, born from desperation, becomes the talk of the town's finest restaurants. Wealth begins to flow into the Mo household. Every coin earned is a brick in the foundation of their eventual return to dignity. The ritual of the kitchen god invokes the past. As Mo Chongyuan paints, the fractured memories of his tragic ordeal begin to bubble to the surface. A physical struggle for the mind begins. As the blood clots clear, the trauma of the past fights for control, tearing at his consciousness. The new year brings a fragile peace. Amidst the chaos and danger, the Mo family stands together, stronger and more determined than ever before. The Mo family, currently living in exile, faces a moment of relative peace. Mo Hanyu is carefully tending to a pregnant rabbit. Meng Huaning, a young official who has fallen for her, seizes the opportunity to watch her, his heart stirred by feelings he can barely contain. New Year's Eve brings a shadow of grief, as the Mo family misses third brother, Mo Yunfeng, who is still missing. Yet, as the family sits for dinner, a sudden disturbance outside brings an unexpected turn of events. Against all hope, Mo Yunfeng returns, alive and well, though weary from his journey. The joy of his resurrection lightens the heavy atmosphere, but it is merely the calm before a deeper, darker mystery is revealed. Mo Yunfeng tells the family of a mysterious figure named Mr. See Meng in the southern borderlands. Old Lady Mo reveals a dark secret from the past, involving a jilted lover and a curse cast upon the Mo family lineage. The realization that their brothers may be puppets of this ancient enemy fuels the family's rage. Mo Jiuye and Zhiran resolve to journey to the southern borderlands to uncover the truth and save their kin. In the safety of her mystical space, Zhiran discovers the incredible abilities of her little companion, Rice Ball, who demonstrates an uncanny knack for commanding animals, offering a glimmer of hope for their journey. To bridge the vast distance of their journey, Zhiran utilizes her storehouse of modern wonders, introducing a vehicle that defies the logic of their era to Mo Jiuye, who is stunned by its power and design. Back at the house, Meng Huaning continues his courtship, only to realize his gift of a rabbit pendant is something the Mo family themselves have popularized, leading to a charmingly awkward and tender moment. Old Lady Mo senses the budding romance, and while wanting to protect her daughter, realizes that Meng Huaning might be the companion Mo Hanyu needs, despite the family's fall from grace. Business remains a pillar of their survival. Tang Mingrui arrives to collect goods and becomes enchanted by the rare Angora lop rabbits, seeing a fortune to be made in their cuteness as pets for the wealthy. The journey south begins. Mo Jiuye and Zhiran ride out under the morning mist, leaving their safety behind, bound for the dangerous lands where their family's secrets and survival lie hidden. Arriving at the border, they pay their respects to the ancestors. The sight of the 9 graves stirs deep, unresolved pain in Mo Jiuye, fueling his determination to unearth the truth of their deaths. With a heavy heart, they violate the sanctity of the graves to verify the truth. As the soil is turned, the reality is far more chilling than they had dared to imagine. They are interrupted by former subordinates, men who still hold the Mo family in high regard. The sight offers a sliver of hope that not everyone has turned against their fallen house. The final truth shatters their preconceptions. The bodies are not theirs. The Mo family men are alive, stolen away and hidden, and the hunt for the truth has only just begun. Disguised as locals, they infiltrate the southern borderlands. The enemy's defenses are tight, and every step is a gamble with their lives, guided by the uncanny instincts of their little companion. Rice Ball proves his worth again. With a single, strange howl, he throws the enemy's trained military dogs into total disarray, allowing the couple to slip past the fortified border entrance undetected. The journey deepens as they traverse the dark lands of their enemy. Every mile covered brings them closer to the Si Meng Mountain Villa and the answers they desperately seek. They reach the hidden entrance to the Si Meng Mountain Villa. The air grows cold and foul, thick with the scent of damp earth and the rustling sounds of thousands of slithering creatures. Rice Ball subdues a sea of venomous snakes, forcing them to clear a path. The sight is both terrifying and miraculous, a testament to the strange destiny that binds the animal to them. The forest is filled with traps, but they are prepared. A swarm of wasps is decimated by birds, guided by the same supernatural command that subdued the snakes, clearing the way to the villa. The villa stands silent and dilapidated, masking its true, lethal purpose. It is a hollow shell, and they know the real danger lies beneath the ground, hidden from the prying eyes of the world. The entrance to the secret chamber is booby-trapped with ancient, lethal mechanisms. With meticulous precision, Mo Jiuye disarms the deadly trigger, inches away from certain death. They discover a nest of deadly rainbow frogs, creatures whose venom is as lethal as it is valuable. Zhiran captures them, seeing the potential to turn their enemy's weapon against them. The villa is not abandoned as it seems. Two Gu razors emerge from the well, leading to a sudden, silent clash that ends with the guards quickly neutralized by the couple's superior tactics. Under the hypnotic influence of Zhiran's pocket watch, their captive spills the villa's secrets. The name Shao is revealed. The master is indeed the man from the old curse, still active and dangerous. They infiltrate the secret chamber, catching the remaining disciples off guard. With a burst of flame and tactical surprise, they overpower the guardians, burning their dark arts to cinders. They discover a hidden passage concealed by a bookshelf, leading to a dark, desolate cell that emanates a sickening, ancient odor of misery and decay. There, amidst the filth of his captivity, lies Mo Jiuye. The sight is a gut-wrenching blow to Mo Jiuye, who sees his brother reduced to a living corpse, yet miraculously still alive. The brother they once mourned is found, but the cost of his survival is horrific. Faced with the broken, dying man, they swear an oath to restore him, no matter the challenges ahead. The first piece of their family has been retrieved from the darkness. As they stand in the heart of their enemy's lair, the fight for their kin's ultimate salvation has only just begun. Deep within the treacherous Simon mountain villa, the couple discovers the broken, long-lost fourth brother, Mo Jiuye. Faced with his critical condition, the transmigration survivor Zhiran uses her advanced, hidden knowledge to stabilize him, vowing to restore the man who has suffered so much. With their objective secured, the pair swiftly eliminates their captors and flees the villa under the cover of midnight. Every step down the mountain is a race against time to save the life of their brother. Safe within the secret sanctuary of her dimensional space, Zhiran evaluates the horrific trauma to fourth brother's body. Her expression turns solemn. His internal organs are damaged, and the legacy of his capture is a profound, life-threatening deficiency. As dawn light touches the southern border, they settle into a secluded, rented yard. To maintain their cover and ensure fourth brother is watched, they acquire a mute, unassuming youth named Shun Zai. Fourth brother awakens to the care of his family. The heavy shroud of isolation is lifted, but the emotional scars of his captivity remain, threatening to overwhelm the proud warrior's spirit. Hearing the harrowing tale of betrayal and torture, Mo Jiuye's composure shatters. The rage of a brother scorned ignites, as he swears a dark oath to dismantle those who brought the Mo family to ruin. With fourth brother resting, the pair turns their focus to their second objective, the Crown Prince's residence. They seek the rare placenta skin, a crucial ingredient for their ultimate mission. Infiltration demands guile, not just strength. Disguised as servants of the estate, they navigate the labyrinthine corridors, searching for signs of the missing Da Shun princess. A chance encounter with a panicked maid leads them into the heart of the Crown Prince's neglect. They discover the fourth princess, exiled to a cold, desolate palace within the grounds. The princess is a shell of her former self, poisoned and abandoned by a husband who treats her existence as a political nuisance. The cold palace is her prison, and her final hour approaches rapidly. Zhiran uses her skills to pull the princess back from the threshold of death for one final moment of clarity. The truth behind the princess's suffering and her sacrifice for the Mo family begins to surface. The dying royal reveals a staggering secret. Seventh brother Mo Jiuye is alive. He has been reduced to a puppet, held within the very walls of this mansion, his will stolen by dark sorcery. To save the seventh brother, the princess accepted a torturous Gu curse upon her own soul. Her death is not just a tragedy, but a calculated sacrifice to keep the Mo bloodline from total extinction. Her final plea is for her loyal maids, who have no home left to return to. She asks the Mo family to take them into their fold, shielding them from the cruelty of the royal court. The princess slips away, and in their despair, the maids attempt to follow her in death. Zhiran intervenes, choosing to save these souls and drag them into their unconventional escape. The manor falls into disarray as the death of the princess triggers an alarm. Amidst the confusion, the couple maneuvers through the estate, looting the treasury and gathering their targets. They descend into the bowels of the dungeon, locating the seventh brother. He is shackled, broken, and hollow, a puppet of the southern borderlands, stripped of his humanity by the Gu Master's cruelty. Back within the safety of the dimension, Zhiran performs the delicate surgery to extract the Gu parasite. With the curse severed, the seventh brother's soul is finally free, though his body remains fragile. The raid on concubine Jiuye's residence yields the dowry of the fourth princess and other vital assets. Nothing is left behind. They strip the estate clean to fund their journey and cripple their enemies. Their escape is a frantic dash through the stormy night. The capital is under martial law, and every shadow feels like a soldier, but the Mo siblings will not be stopped. Reunited in the safety of their hidden home, the brothers wake to a reality they thought impossible. The silence of their shared, painful past is broken by the realization that they have been reclaimed from the grave. The healing process begins not with swords, but with nourishment and care. The bond of the brothers, long sundered by war and treachery, begins to mend in the quiet moments of the morning. Chaos erupts in the southern capital. The crown prince, humiliated by the theft, demands vengeance, unaware that the thieves have already vanished into the night with his most prized captives. Deep in the shadows of the palace, the Gu Master, Mr. Si Meng, begins to realize that a master, an equal, has breached his territory. The hunt for the thieves begins in earnest. The net tightens. As soldiers storm their hideout, Zhiran acts with surgical precision, concealing her brothers and the maids within the dimension just moments before the house is overrun. Under the pouring rain, they intercept a ghost-like unit, men who march without breath or spirit. These are the legendary poisoned warriors, serving as the Gu Master's final, silent trump card. The tragedy deepens. Among the mindless corpses, Jiuye finds his father's former deputy. These are not strangers, but the brave warriors of Da Shun, repurposed into vessels of mindless cruelty. Zhiran discovers that the Gu Master's link can be turned against him. By controlling the lead Gu worm, they seize command of the warriors, turning the Master's own weapon into a tool for the Mo family. With their targets marked, the pair infiltrates the southern frontier palace itself, determined to force the Emperor to reveal the Gu Master's location and put an end to the nightmare once and for all. They reach the secret heart of the palace only to find it cold. The Master has fled, leaving behind a trail of fear and broken Gu links. The hunt has evolved into a deadly game of cat and mouse. The final connection is severed. The Gu worm commits suicide, a desperate act by the Master to erase his trail. The link is broken, leaving the couple at a crossroads in the rain-soaked night. Though the Master slips through their fingers, the Mo family grows stronger. With brothers found and enemies bloodied, they resolve to return to the palace of the Emperor and demand the final truth, no matter the cost. The guards were no match for the combined stealth of Jiuye and Zhiran. They slipped into the bedchamber like ghosts, finding the southern frontier emperor alone and oblivious to his fate. Jiuye's hatred boiled beneath his calm exterior, a cold reminder of the suffering his family had endured due to this man's constant aggression against Da Shun. With effortless precision, Zhiran sealed the emperor's acupoints. In the blink of an eye, the ruler of southern frontier was spirited away into her secret space, leaving his bed empty. They ransacked the room, leaving no valuable evidence behind before vanishing into the night. Upon returning to their hidden sanctuary, they were greeted by an absurd sight. Rice Ball, their peculiar companion, had claimed the emperor as a throne. He was busily snacking on bamboo while the royal captive suffered the indignity of being a living, farting cushion. The emperor's awakening was as brutal as his rule. Jiuye didn't waste time on pleasantries, his boots delivering the justice the Mo family had been denied for years. The once mighty ruler found himself groveling on the floor of a space he couldn't comprehend, facing the man he thought he had already destroyed. The mask of the stranger fell away. When Jiuye revealed his true face, the emperor's confidence crumbled into dust. He had gambled his nation's resources on the destruction of the Mo clan, only to find the very man he feared standing over him, alive and vengeful. With the emperor's spirit broken, Zhiran took control. A swinging pocket watch caught the monarch's gaze, pulling him into a deep, hypnotic trance. It was a tool of the modern world applied to the secrets of an ancient despot, ensuring that every answer he gave would be the unvarnished truth. The name echoed in the silence like a death knell. Mr. Si Meng, the architect of their misery, the master of poisons who had slipped through their fingers time and again. The revelation sent a jolt through the couple. The puppet master was not only real, but had been hiding within the very walls they had just raided. Amidst the hunt for vengeance, a new life began to stir. Zhiran's discovery of her pregnancy brought an unexpected wave of joy, yet also a heavy burden of responsibility. As Jiuye processed the news, his fear for her safety clashed with the overwhelming pride of becoming a father. The emperor's utility had reached its end. Jiuye didn't need to torture him further. The cost to his wife's peace of mind was too high. With a swift, final movement, he ended the tyrant's life, ensuring that the man who had ordered the destruction of his family would never draw another breath. Betrayal, however, was still lurking in the shadows. Shun Zai, the servant they had trusted, had sold them out for a meager reward. Jiuye's retribution was swift and merciless. They would not leave behind any loose ends as they prepared to spirit the recovered Mo family brothers to safety. The palace was in uproar. The disappearance of the emperor had thrown southern frontier into a state of panic. The crown prince, ever the opportunist, seized the chaos to secure his own position. He ordered the city gates sealed, hoping to trap the unseen culprits inside his reach. The escape was a heart-stopping gamble. As soldiers swarmed the walls, the couple leaped into the void, utilizing the space to bypass the blockade entirely. They vanished from sight, leaving the confused guards to wonder if they had been chasing ghosts. Freedom was within their reach. With the Mo brothers and their loyal attendants safely tucked away, the couple took to the road, posing as humble travelers. The carriages were specially modified, a seamless blend of concealment and comfort for their delicate cargo. Jiuye, the sixth brother, finally stirred from his forced slumber. The haze of the goo poison was fading, and for the first time in months, he saw his brothers instead of his captors. The reunion was heavy with the weight of the past, but held the flicker of a new future. The border loomed, a final obstacle on their path home. Jiuye and Zhiran braced themselves, knowing that a single slip would bring the entire weight of the southern frontier military down upon them. They were not just fighting for their lives, but for the future of the entire Mo lineage. The final insult was delivered at the very edge of the kingdom. Jiuye hung the head of the tyrant high, a grim trophy that would signal the death of an era. As he detonated their supplies, the explosion tore through the silence, marking their definitive departure from the lands that had tried to bury them. Zhiran waited in the dark, her heart anchored only by the hope of his return. When Jiuye finally emerged from the smoke, the relief was instantaneous. They stood in the embrace of the night, knowing the most dangerous part of their journey was finally behind them. Home, the word felt foreign, yet sweet as the carriages finally rolled into Zhiran village. The long shadow of exile still loomed, but the return of the lost brothers felt like a miracle against the encroaching darkness. They were home, but the village they returned to was no longer a place of quiet hiding. Even in their moment of relief, local snakes surfaced to bite. The Jiuye family, emboldened by the Mo family's long absence, attempted to drag them back to the authorities. They did not expect that their quarry had already returned, stronger and more dangerous than ever before. The gates of the Mo house opened to a flood of tears. Brothers embraced brothers, and mothers held the sons they had long mourned as lost. The sheer emotional intensity of the reunion left no dry eyes, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the clan that refused to be extinguished. The joy of reunion brought new priorities to light. Zhiran, the healer, saw the pain that went beyond physical scars. The sisters-in-law had been poisoned, denied the chance to bear children by the very empress who had sought their destruction. She made a vow then and there. She would restore what had been stolen. Old Lady Mo wept again, this time for the future. The announcement of the pregnancy was the balm that healed the last lingering wounds of her heart. With the lineage now secured, the family began to see the possibility of a life that did not center solely on survival and revenge. But peace was a luxury they could not yet afford. Behind the closed doors of her room, Zhiran labored in secret. The antidotes were ready, the hope for the sisters-in-law now distilled into small, potent pills. Every step she took was a calculated defiance of the fates that had been written for them. The secrets of the goo worms were finally unraveling. In the stillness of her space, she dissected the poison's logic, finding the key to liberating the dozens of human medicine slaves still trapped in her charge. The road to total salvation was difficult, but the path was finally clear. Even across the vast expanse of time and space, her modern connections proved vital. With little collector's help, she secured the rare crane bamboo, the final ingredient required for her grand medical design. The gears of her plan were turning, indifferent to the chaos of the world outside. They ventured back into the city, not as fugitives, but as masters of their own destiny. Every trip to the city was an exercise in caution, a dance on the razor's edge where one wrong move could undo everything they had built. The air in Yun City felt heavy with the scent of a coming storm. Chaos had a way of finding them. A chance encounter with Hu Kong, an old ally suffering under the boot of a local gang, reignited Mo Jiuye's fighting spirit. He moved like a whirlwind, turning the dockside bullies into scattered debris before they could even draw their weapons. They did not just fight, they brought order. By taking Hu Kong to the magistrate, they turned a simple street brawl into a strike against a larger criminal enterprise. The gears of law were beginning to grind against the corrupt, with the Mo family acting as the engine of justice. But the danger was far from over. The leader of the boat gang was a master of toxins, and he had claimed victims within the magistrate's own ranks. Mo Jiuye stood before the threshold of the gang's lair, the weight of his family's survival resting entirely on his resolve. The duel was short and brutal. The poison master had banked on his toxins to win the day, but he hadn't accounted for the sheer ferocity of a Mo warrior who had nothing left to lose. He was brought low, his secrets spilled under the cold glare of Mo Jiuye's interrogation. The answers came quickly and they were terrifying. The poison master was an agent of Mr. Si Meng, tasked with watching the Mo family's every move. The enemy was watching, the threads of the conspiracy tightened around them, but the couple did not flinch. With the map of their enemies laid out, they knew their next move. They would no longer wait for the shadows to find them. They would hunt the darkness itself. The struggle for their life was over. The war for their legacy had only just begun. Mo Jiuye uncovers the truth behind the shipping business thug. The man, a cowardly deserter from the southern border, admits to losing a spiritual homing pigeon belonging to the elusive master, Mr. Si Meng, and reveals he had been acting out of fear and greed, not loyalty. With the poisoner and the shipping business thugs turned over to Magistrate Meng Huining, the immediate threat is neutralized. Zhiran and Mo Jiuye return to the tea house to gather their family, though their minds are already set on the larger, more dangerous mystery of Mr. Si Meng. Mo Chuhan, still weak from the effects of the poison, tries to rush to the government office, but Mo Jiuye firmly insists he prioritize his recovery. The brothers discuss the unsettling reality that as long as Mr. Si Meng remains at large, the Mo family will never truly know peace. The Mo family arrives home in Zai Ling village with Hu Kong, a fellow exile who has lost everything. The women of the household, empathetic to his plight, welcome him with warmth, and the family makes arrangements for his temporary lodging nearby. In the solitude of her private space, Zhiran receives a notification that the rare crane bamboo she needs for her antidotes has finally been acquired by the little collector. The exchange is successful, bringing her one step closer to curing the afflicted pharmacists. Zhiran exchanges the rare dark red bead with the little collector for a fortune, keeping to her principle of selling at minimum appraised value. This successful transaction secures more vital resources for her mission to heal the former soldiers. With the antidote ready, Mo Jiuye and Zhiran identify a secluded mountain cave to serve as a makeshift infirmary. Mo Jiuye guides a group of his brothers and their ally Liang Hao to the site to begin the delicate process of detoxification. Mo Jiuye confronts his elder brothers, revealing that he has not only found their missing kin, but has also located former comrades enslaved by the enemy. The brothers are filled with righteous indignation, pledging to help him detoxify and protect these men. After 3 days of grueling labor in the mountain cave, the pharmacists are finally purged of the lethal toxins. Mo Jiuye reports to Zhiran that while the men are weak, they are alive, conscious, and ready to choose their own destinies. With the pharmacists recovering, Zhiran shifts her focus to fourth brother, Jiuye. His physical condition has finally improved enough to warrant the complex, life-altering surgery required to mend his shattered legs. The family worries outside, but Zhiran needs absolute privacy for her unconventional, advanced medical techniques. Jiuye secures the door and prepares to assist, ready to protect his wife and brother at any cost. Old Lady Mo encounters the couple, sensing the gravity of the surgery. She suppresses her own terror and urges the other women to leave, trusting entirely in Zhiran's skill and commitment to her family. Jiuye carries fourth brother into their private chamber. He remains stoic and reassuring, demanding that no one disturb them, fully aware that the next few hours will determine if his brother ever walks again. The surgery is a grueling marathon. For 5 long hours, Zhiran works with surgical precision to set the comminuted fractures in fourth brother's legs, her hands steady despite the exhaustion of her pregnancy. Jiuye watches every move, stepping in to perform the meticulous removal of necrotic tissue. He mirrors his wife's focus, his every action fueled by the desire to alleviate her burden and save his brother. Exhausted but triumphant, the couple emerges to face the anxious family. Zhiran reassures fourth sister-in-law, confirming the surgery was a success, though she insists on a brief period of observation before the family can visit. Fourth brother awakens to a successful recovery. He is disoriented but deeply moved when Jiuye shares the news. The procedure went perfectly, and there is a high probability he will be walking again within half a year. Fourth sister-in-law, eyes rimmed with red from a sleepless night, is overwhelmed with relief. Zhiran gently takes her hands and guides her to finally reunite with her husband, marking the end of the harrowing medical journey. The brothers gather to discuss the most pressing remaining task, investigating the western region to find their missing father and older brothers. Third older brother takes command, resolute in his decision to lead the search party. Zhiran meticulously prepares the search party, outfitting them with bulletproof vests, realgar powder, and compact crossbows. She trusts the brothers with these advanced tools, knowing they need every advantage to survive the treacherous journey ahead. The mission to the west is barely underway when Prince Nan Rui arrives unannounced, desperate for help. His imperial consort is dying of a goo poison, and he begs the Mo family to find the elusive master who can save her. Zhiran observes the emaciated consort from afar. The situation is dire. The poison has eroded her strength, and she is mere days away from death. Zhiran decides to intervene, using her secret skills to save the woman. Old Lady Mo hosts Prince Nan Rui. He reveals a shocking truth. Consort defaked her death to escape the viper's nest of the palace. Nan Rui never wanted the throne. He only ever wanted to give his mother a life of peace. To keep up the ruse of finding an expert, the couple spends the day together. Jiuye surprises Zhiran by preparing a home-cooked meal, his newfound culinary skills a testament to his deepening care for his wife. During a routine self-check in the infirmary, Zhiran discovers she is carrying twins. The news triggers an intense emotional reaction. Jiuye is terrified for her safety, fearing the risks of childbirth, but Zhiran remains steadfastly confident. Zhiran appears before Nan Rui in disguise. He falls to his knees, begging for his mother's life. Zhiran accepts but forces a solemn oath from him. He must never lift a hand against the Mo family again. The surgery is a masterpiece of precision. With the goo worm inches from the heart, Zhiran expertly navigates the tissue while Jiuye stands ready to capture the parasite. The extraction is a success, saving the consort from a cruel fate. Consort awakens from the procedure, showing signs of recovery. Nan Rui is overcome with emotion, vowing to leave his past behind and live in obscurity with his mother, finally free from the reach of the palace. In gratitude, Nan Rui gifts Jiuye a mysterious pigeon he intercepted. It is no ordinary bird, but a rare golden-winged sculpture, a discovery that provides the couple with a vital, unexpected lead to find the location of the treacherous Mr. Si Meng. In her space, Zhiran investigates the creature. It is indeed a golden-winged sculpture, a near-mythical animal capable of recognizing its master. It chooses her, promising to be an invaluable, albeit powerful, companion in their future missions. The story takes a dark turn as a Jiuye family member attempts to sabotage the Mo family's building site by poisoning their soup. Mo Jiuye catches him red-handed, and the man is swiftly taken to the Yamen, exposing the deep-seated malice of the disgraced Jiuye clan. The Jiuye family's treachery came to light when Mo Jiuye caught their clansmen red-handed, attempting to poison the Mo family's workers. Justice would not wait. They dragged the culprits straight to the county magistrate. Magistrate Meng Huining wasted no time. With a crack of the startling block, he initiated a formal trial, demanding answers for the malicious poisoning that threatened the Mo family's livelihood. Under the pressure of the court, the cowardice of the Jiuye clansmen surfaced. He confessed to the jealousy-fueled conspiracy, admitting that the entire clan had plotted to bankrupt the Mo family through poison. Misunderstanding his brother's order, Mo Chuhan had brought doctors to the wrong location, racing through the countryside to save workers he mistakenly believed were dying. It was a race against time and error. Before he reached the village, Mo Chuhan encountered a fleeing group of conspirators. With swift, decisive strikes and stones, he brought the fleeing Jiuye family members to their knees, one by one. Reaching the site, Mo Chuhan found the workers perfectly healthy. The disaster had been averted by the timely intervention of the Mo brothers, leaving him both bewildered and profoundly relieved. The Jiuye clan's fate was sealed. The entire family was sentenced to exile, their land confiscated and absorbed by the Mo family, transforming a moment of crisis into an opportunity for growth. With the threat eliminated, the Mo family turned their focus back to their burgeoning rabbit farm. The new sheds were a testament to their resilience, housing a growing fortune of fur and meat. Zhiran, always forward-thinking, saw potential in the Angora fur. She envisioned high-end winter garments that would not only bring comfort to her family, but serve as a lucrative source of future wealth. Among the visitors was Tang Mingrui, a savvy merchant whose gaze lingered on Mo Hanyu far longer than business necessitated. He brought gifts, each selection more deliberate and precious than the last. The sharpness of the family's matriarch did not fail to notice the merchant's intentions. While appreciative of his success, the family pondered whether a merchant truly matched the path of their only daughter. Mo Hanyu held no romantic attachment to the merchant. With quiet courage, she confessed her true feelings to her mother, setting the family's doubts and the merchant's hopes aside with finality. Fate brought both suitors together at the Mo threshold. Tang Mingrui, ever the businessman, attempted to press his case with gifts, while the scholar official waited for the perfect moment to declare his devotion. With the air thick with tension, Magistrate Meng took a stand. He pledged his lifelong loyalty, promising a devotion that would never waver, even if he were to remain childless, shocking all who witnessed his conviction. Defeat was written on the merchant's face. Watching the exchange, he understood that his path was blocked not by wealth or status, but by the undeniable affection blooming between the girl and the scholar. Old Lady Mo called a family council. She wasn't just planning a wedding. She was bracing for the potential tragedy of her missing sons, hoping to secure her daughter's happiness before dark news could arrive. To protect their assets, Zhiran introduced a new guardian force. Using her space, she brought forth a pack of powerful puppies, training them with the help of the intelligent rice ball to guard their home. The training was efficient and strange. Rice Ball moved with authority, and the puppies responded with startling intelligence, learning to herd and guard the livestock with a level of discipline that astonished their owner. In the midst of the preparations, an unexpected visitor arrived. Nan Rui, once a prince, asked to settle permanently in the village, seeking to find peace alongside the Mo family in the humble rural setting. The official proposal was a grand affair. Drums and gongs announced the magistrate's arrival, turning the quiet village into a scene of celebration as he marched toward the Mo family with chests of betrothal gifts. Nervous and brimming with sincerity, Meng Huining presented his betrothal gifts. Despite his modest means, every item had been chosen with profound care, earning him the silent approval of the Mo family elders. Then Mo Hanyu did the unthinkable. She spoke up for herself, insisting that her passion for herbology not be extinguished by marriage. She requested her future husband's promise to respect her independence. Zhiran, touched by the girl's courage, offered a grand gift, a new courtyard built to their specifications. It was a dowry that signified not just material wealth, but a firm commitment to the couple's shared future. With the wedding date set, the focus turned to building. Zhiran drafted designs for modern, functional furniture, blending convenience with traditional aesthetics, while Jiuye stood by as her constant support. The peace was shattered when they encountered two strange men in the city. Their attire, specifically the hidden symbols, betrayed them as agents from southern Xinjiang, tracking the Mo family's whereabouts. The confrontation was short and brutal. The Mo brothers moved with the precision of veterans, subduing the spies before they could use their poisons, securing them to be brought back for interrogation. In the cold mountain cave, the spies broke. They confessed to serving the elusive Si Meng, revealing that his reach extended even to the heart of the capital, and that he was still actively hunting his lost treasure. The information shifted everything. Mr. Si Meng was likely in the capital, hiding in plain sight. Jiuye realized that to end this cycle of danger, they would have to travel to the very lion's den. Using the golden eagle that once belonged to their enemy, the couple sought a way to track the villain. With Rice Ball's help, the bird was trained to recognize its new master, Jiuye. The path to the capital was filled with risks, and the brothers refused to let Jiuye go alone. A plan was forged to infiltrate the city, find the mastermind, and finally bring peace to their family. Zhiran prepared every tool, pill, and weapon she could conceive to ensure their safety. She knew they were heading into an abyss, but she was determined that they would emerge victorious. With the guard dogs securing the perimeters, the village was safer than ever. The brothers departed, leaving their home under the watchful eyes of their protectors, their hearts heavy but ready for the final confrontation. The Mo family patriarch Jiuye continues his dangerous quest, having transmigrated and now serving as the protector of his family. Deep in the night at the capital's Yong'an Alley, he hunts for the elusive Mr. Si Meng, guided by the mysterious golden eagle. Clinging to the branches, Jiuye uncovers a chilling message hidden within a fabricated bird's nest. The trail leads directly to the seemingly reclusive ninth prince, suggesting a dark web of conspiracy. Back in the safety of a secret hideout, the brothers weigh their options. They decide to lay low, using simple disguises to blend into the capital, while Jiuye prepares to infiltrate the palace's inner circles. The morning reveals a surprising side of Jiuye. Under the guidance of his wife Zhiran, he displays unexpected culinary skills, much to the amazement of his elder brothers. Disguise is their best weapon. With a few props and careful adjustments, Jiuye transforms his appearance, preparing to walk the streets where many still recognize his true face. The capital is a place of ghosts and new masters. The former Duke of Protector's mansion is now the Fey residence, a stark reminder of how quickly power shifts in the capital. Fei Nanyu, a man of mystery and high status, moves with an aura of authority. Jiuye watches from a distance, calculating the risks of involving such a man in his dangerous mission. Chaos ensues as a new imperial edict is proclaimed. It is a marriage decree. Princess Yu of the ninth prince's house is to be wedded to the eldest son of the He family, a union forced by vanity and politics. Jiuye looks on as his in-laws, the He family, receive the news. Their sorrow is palpable. The weight of an imperial order is a chain that binds their future to an arrogant princess. Finally, Jiuye finds the target. In the overgrown, lonely courtyard of the ninth prince's mansion, the white-haired Si Meng plays a haunting tune, unaware that his hunter is watching from the wall. Seeking an ally, Jiuye infiltrates the Fey residence. His unexpected entry into Fei Nanyu's study marks the beginning of an uneasy alliance against the treachery unfolding in the ninth prince's mansion. The pact is sealed. Fei Nanyu agrees to help Jiuye infiltrate the ninth prince's birthday banquet, unaware of the deep, blood-stained secrets that bind their fates together. Cruelty is the price of survival. Fei Nanyu eliminates a spy in his own house to secure Jiuye's cover, showing the cold heart required to navigate the capital's deadly court politics. The day of the banquet arrives. Disguised as a silent guard, Jiuye enters the lion's den, his every movement calculated to bypass the ninth prince's vigilant watch. The infiltration begins with blood. Jiuye silently eliminates the guards, his movements so swift that none realize their impending doom until it is too late. A sinister deal unfolds. The ninth prince, blinded by ambition, accepts a deadly gift of poison bugs from Meng, aiming to secure his throne by turning officials into puppets. Precision strikes again. With a hiss, the dart finds its target. Meng falls into a deep, drug-induced slumber before he can react, his control over his dark arts severed. Beneath the floorboards lies the truth. A secret passage, hidden beneath Meng's bed, reveals the ninth prince's escape route, exposing the cowardice behind his grand ambitions. The brothers reunite, a testament to the strength of the Mo family bond. They stand guard over their enemy, the weight of their father's captivity pressing heavily on their shoulders. A final, grim decision is made. To protect the He family, Jiuye eliminates the source of the forced union, leaving the Jade Princess in the shadows of the garden. In the guise of a servant, Jiuye alerts his father-in-law to the ninth prince's plot. The warning is delivered just in time, sowing the seeds of the prince's eventual downfall. Father and son-in-law face each other as the truth is unveiled. Jiuye shares the dangerous reality of the capital, ensuring He Yuanming is prepared for the coming storm. The threat is immediate. Jiuye foils an attempt on his father-in-law's life, snatching a goo worm from the hands of an assassin disguised as a steward. The capital is no longer safe. Jiuye escapes, disappearing back into the anonymity of the road, leaving behind a trail of exposed plots and broken alliances. Vengeance boils in the carriage. The brothers corner their prey, demanding the truth about their father's location. Mr. Meng, though broken, remains defiant. When threats fail, they turn to torment. An excruciating, skin-crawling poison forces a confession, stripping away Meng's arrogance with every agonizing second. The captive reveals the truth, but it's a blade that cuts both ways. He admits their father is poisoned, bound to his life by a dark goo worm, a fact that forces the brothers to tread with extreme caution. In the darkness of the carriage, Jiuye calculates the final move. He discovers the secret of the goo, the master's heart blood, a realization that could turn their enemy's own power against him. A surgery of shadows. With steady hands, Jiuye cuts deep to extract the toxic heart blood, risking his own life to harness the very poison that holds his family hostage. The sacrifice of poison for control. As the black blood fills the vessel, Jiuye seizes the ultimate leverage, ensuring the goo worm can no longer take its master's life to kill the innocent. The game has changed. Armed with the enemy's heart blood, the brothers race toward the western border, hope finally shining through the gloom of their father's cursed captivity. As the dawn breaks, the Mo family's new life in Ling village faces an unexpected threat. With the brothers Jiuye and others away, the village prepares for an impending raid by barbarians, while Zhiran, pregnant and resourceful, grapples with the danger to her family. A frantic knock breaks the morning calm. Eighth sister-in-law brings alarming news. A full-scale barbarian invasion is underway. The Mo men are already at the front lines, and the women are told to evacuate, but Zhiran senses something deeper in the choice of words. Old Lady Mo enters, urging the women to flee, but she is armed and determined to hold their ground. Zhiran realizes her family is at a breaking point, and she knows she cannot abandon them to fight alone. Under orders to seek help from Lord Meng, Zhiran and eighth sister-in-law depart. But as the distant sounds of battle grow, Zhiran crafts a plan to send her sister-in-law back to the fight while she secretly doubles back. Back at the battle, the Mo brothers and their dogs defend the village against the onslaught. Zhiran observes from the shadows, realizing the attackers are organized, not just a desperate mob. She realizes she must act. Identifying the enemy's commander by a signal flag, Zhiran takes a decisive shot with a powerful crossbow. The leader falls, and chaos erupts among the invading force, yet they do not retreat. Seeing the battle stall, Zhiran decides to reveal her presence. She hands potent anesthetic powder to seventh elder brother, providing the weapon needed to end the skirmish without further bloodshed. With the anesthetic deployed, the barbarian force collapses. The Mo brothers seize the moment to subdue the remaining invaders. The battle for Xiling village ends as abruptly as it began. Interrogating the survivors, they learn these commoners were manipulated by an outsider, a strategist from Nanjiang hoping to probe the Mo family's strength. The mystery of the raid is unraveled. Victory comes with a cost. The family turns to tend to their injured animal guardians and wounded villagers. Zhiran leads the efforts, her expertise in medicine saving those who risked everything for their home. Magistrate Meng Huaning arrives to survey the carnage. Together with the brothers, they assess the threat posed by Nanjiang and decide on a course of action to secure the future of the Mo family. After the battle, Zhiran examines a mysterious porcelain bottle found on the commander. Inside are dead goo worms, a sinister calling card from the southern lands. The threat against the Mo family is far from over. Just as the dust settles, loyal veterans from the families past arrive to seek refuge. Their return strengthens the village's defenses, providing a new layer of protection for the Mo home. Wukong proposes a solution for the captives, turning them into laborers for his construction team, controlled by Zhiran's unique medical concoctions. It is a pragmatic compromise that turns a liability into a resource. With bread and purpose, the captives are transformed. Wukong's strategy ensures the survival of the desperate while securing the Mo family's influence. Peace returns, but the Mo brothers remain ever vigilant. Meanwhile, the Mo brothers travel hundreds of miles to capture the architect of their family's misery, Mr. Si Meng. The journey is long, but the determination to find their father and brothers drives them forward. Inside the carriage, the interrogation of Mr. Si Meng begins. The old man, once a powerful strategist, is now a broken shadow, forced to confront the legacy of his decades-long vendetta against the Mo family. Brutal interrogations yield the truth. Mo Jiuye forces the location of his missing kin from Si Meng's lips. The path leads to the treacherous Jiuye mountain, a place of death and ancient secrets. Arriving at the border, Mo Jiuye and sixth elder brother begin the final ascent. Jiuye mountain is a labyrinth of poisons and beasts, guarding the final resting place of the princess Si Meng once loved. They reach the summit and find their brothers. The reunion is bittersweet. They are alive but broken, controlled by dark magic. The rescue has only just begun as the brothers prepare to excise the darkness from their kin. With steady hands, Mo Jiuye performs the dangerous surgery to remove the marionette goo worms. The physical scars are deep, but as the parasitic insects are removed, the hope for their true return to consciousness shines through. As the brothers regain awareness, the relief is profound. The long nightmare of isolation and manipulation finally ends, but the shadow of their father remains, and they must push forward to complete their mission. The Mo brothers are reunited in the dark mountain cave. Despite their weakened states, the strength of their bond remains unbroken. They are ready to face whatever final challenges remain to bring their family back together. The rescue continues. With his brothers stabilizing, Mo Jiuye plans the final push. The journey from the exiled village to the mountain peaks has hardened them, and they will not stop until the patriarch is found. They share tales of their suffering and the strength they found in exile. The Mo men, stripped of their titles and homes, find that their ultimate wealth lies in the brothers who stand beside them. Night falls over Jiuye mountain. They rest in the belly of the earth, sheltered from the elements and the enemies that still lurk in the shadows. Tomorrow they move toward the truth. Mo Jiuye prepares for the final conflict. Every weapon is checked, every plan is calculated. He knows the dangers ahead but has never been more prepared to reclaim his legacy. The brothers form a wall of resolve. No longer just individuals, they are the manifestation of a house that refuses to fall, a testament to the enduring power of the Mo bloodline. Care and kindness define their interaction. Despite the trauma, their hearts beat in harmony, focused on the common goal of healing and protecting one another from the world that sought to destroy them. A new day rises. The brothers, once scattered and broken, now stand together on the brink of liberation. Their journey has been harrowing, but the path forward is finally clear. The brothers emerge from the darkness, ready to confront the final trials of their fate. The Mo family rises from the ashes of betrayal, prepared to write their own destiny in the heart of the Western lands. The truth of the Mohist family's downfall spills out in the damp, claustrophobic air of the cave. Mo Jiuye, the ninth younger brother, recounts the betrayal by the southern border forces. Upon learning that their family wealth was seized and their lives shattered by the emperor, rage consumes the brothers. Second brother, unable to contain his fury, crushes a stone bed with his bare hands, the sound echoing like a thunderclap through the tunnel, signaling the end of their silent captivity. With their spirits ignited, the brothers abandon their lethargy. Mo Jiuye, sharp-witted and cautious, gathers the scattered belongings of the brothers, a vital source of food and clothing. As the elder brothers reclaim their dignity in fresh attire, the group steps into the wild, guided by the desperate, singular hope of finding their father. The terrain is treacherous, choked with foliage and hidden dangers. Mo Jiuye warns his brothers, his wisdom shining through as he keeps them close to prevent any contact with the lethal toxins lurking in the shadows of the sixth mountain ridge. At a fork in their path, they encounter a familiar, deadly barrier. Mo Jiuye observes the telltale signs, rainbow frogs and scorpions. He deduces this is a defense, a wall built by the poison master Si Meng to seal off the path ahead, not a road to salvation. They choose to retreat, trusting his intuition over their own desperation. Night falls, casting the woods in deep, impenetrable shadow. Just as hope begins to flicker, the silence is shattered by the guttural roar of a tiger. Instinctively, the protective brothers form a wall, placing themselves between the beast and the younger siblings. The brothers clash with the beast, their raw power forcing it into a retreat. But as the tiger flees, its path is peculiar. It heads straight for a marshy area that defies the instincts of any wild creature. Suspecting a hidden mystery, the brothers give chase. The tiger vanishes beneath the surface of the marsh instantly, with no signs of struggle. Skeptical and wary, Mo Jiuye tosses a stone into the depths. It disappears without a splash or a ripple. This is no ordinary swamp. It is a deception, a gateway shrouded in trickery. Ignoring the cries of his brothers, Mo Jiuye takes a leap of faith. He dives into the abyss, his body plunging deep into the earth, his heart pounding with the anticipation of what lies beneath the surface of the lie. He lands in an underground cellar, dimly lit by flickering oil lamps. Before he can even find his footing, the tiger, trapped in this tomb, lunges. With the lethal precision of a true war god, Mo Jiuye strikes, ending the beast's life with a single, swift motion of his dagger. With the threat neutralized, his brothers follow suit. Together, they stand in the heart of the enemy's lair, four men united in their search for the truth, scanning the stone walls for the secrets they hold. The walls yield to their touch. Mo Jiuye finds the hidden mechanism, a slight indentation that triggers a deep, rumbling sound. A hidden passageway reveals itself, a gaping mouth leading into the darkness, promising the answer they have fought so hard to reach. They walk through the corridor into a hall illuminated by the soft, ethereal light of 7 night pearls. In the center sits an extravagant, lacquered coffin, but their attention is immediately drawn to a kneeling figure, a man emaciated and broken, clutching paper money in his trembling, pale hands. The truth hits them like a physical blow. It is their father, Mo King. Kneeling, lost in a puppet-like trance, he burns offerings for his own enemy. The brothers, overwhelmed by grief and rage, hover over him, checking his faint, fragile breath, fighting the urge to move him while he hangs on the edge of life. Mo Jiuye, drawing on the medical knowledge shared by his wife, acts with calm, measured grace. He administers a cardiac stimulant, desperate to stabilize their father's waning pulse. Every movement is a prayer, every moment spent waiting for a sign of consciousness, a battle against time. The tomb is a temple of malice. Tablets inscribed with the names and future death dates of the Mo family men litter the floor. In a fury, the brothers cast these curses into the fire. Mo Jiuye, fueled by righteous anger, tears into the coffin, only to find the vile robes of the enemy, which he casts into the flames to burn alongside her false memory. Even in his weakened state, the puppet goo forces Mo King to continue his haunting vigil. Mo Jiuye embraces his father from behind, a silent anchor in a storm of corruption, forcing him to stop the ritual that has enslaved him to his torturer's twisted memory. The brothers decide to retreat, their father's life hanging in a fragile balance. They prepare to ascend back through the marsh, the burden of their father's stiff, kneeling legs a heavy reminder of his years of captivity. They move with careful, practiced agility. Before he departs, Jiuye plucks the 7 night pearls from the ceiling, ensuring no treasure is left for the enemy. He leaves a fire in his wake, a final act of desecration against the tomb of their tormentor, ensuring that even in death, the enemy finds no peace. They emerge into the night, only to hear the howling of wolves near their previous camp. Fear for their remaining brothers grips them. They surge forward, arrows flying, driving the savage pack into the darkness, saving their kin just as their torches fade into dying embers. Back inside the cave, the night pearls turn the shadows into day. Jiuye readies himself to extract the goo worm, but upon inspection, he finds the task far more perilous than expected. The worm is lodged near the heart. A mistake could cost his father his life. There is only one path to survival. They must return to Xiling village and seek the help of Zhiran. Jiuye knows they cannot risk the surgery here. With a heavy heart, he decides they must travel back, praying that his father's fragile life can endure the long, grueling journey home. The descent is treacherous in the dawn light. At the foot of the mountain, they meet 5th elder brother who has been guarding their captive, Meng. The sight of their father in his current state breaks their hearts, but their resolve only hardens. Jiuye confronts their tormentor. Meng, broken and near death, mocks them, believing the father is already lost. The air grows cold with the weight of retribution as the brothers, driven by years of stolen life, decide that justice must be served in the most agonizing way imaginable. The execution is merciless. For every tear their father shed, for every indignity their family suffered, the brothers extract a toll. They leave nothing of the monster, scattering his remains in the wilderness, finally purging the darkness that has plagued their house for so long. As they race towards Xiling, hope arrives in the form of a carriage on the horizon. Zhiran has come for them, braving the journey despite her pregnancy, guided by love and an unshakable fear for her husband's safety. In the shadow of the trees, Zhiran examines the father. Her diagnosis is grim. He is suffering from chronic poisoning, but her voice is steady. She knows the stakes, and she knows she is the only one who can pull them back from the edge of the abyss. Within the silent sanctuary of the space, the battle for the father's life begins. Zhiran works with surgical precision, using a rare, life-saving serum obtained across time. She watches as the poison and the goo worm respond to the treatment, the situation unfolding in a way that defies expectation. Miraculously, the goo worm begins to exit on its own. Jiuye, with the reflexes of a predator, strikes. He clips the creature, sealing the enemy's final hold on his father's life. The threat is removed, and for the first time in 8 years, the father is free. King awakens. The fog of the goo worm is lifted from his mind. As he gazes upon Jiuye, the face of the young man he lost so long ago, the silence is broken by a soft, trembling Jiuye. It is a sound that echoes the long, weary journey they have finally completed. They arrive at Xiling village. The reunion is an explosion of long-suppressed emotions, wives crying in the arms of husbands they thought they would never see again, mothers embracing sons returned from the dead. The family is whole again. Under the golden glow of lanterns, they celebrate. King sits at the head, surrounded by his kin. As they look toward the future, the plan for a new, hidden strength begins to take root. The family, once fractured, is now an ironclad unit, ready for whatever storm may come next. In the remote Xiling village, the family finds their peaceful reunion interrupted by the arrival of an unexpected guest, Prince Rui. King struggles to reconcile his past memories of the imperial court with the presence of this former prince in such a desolate place, harboring deep distrust while maintaining outward hospitality. With the threat of the emperor lingering, Zhiran knows that a simple family life is a luxury they cannot yet afford. She begins to guide her husband's brothers in the art of crafting advanced weaponry, seeking to protect their newfound home with the power of gunpowder. Amidst the preparations for defense, life in Xiling village continues. Zhiran visits her thriving melon fields, seeing the fruits of her labor and planning a new business venture with the merchant Tang Mingrui to secure the family's future. But peace is fleeting. Ruffians sent by jealous competitors infiltrate the village, demanding the secrets of the Mo family's recipes. Jiuye steps out of the shadows, his combat prowess quickly humbling the arrogant intruders. Tang Mingrui arrives at the village, quickly resolving the conflict with the ruffians and securing an exclusive partnership for the Mo family's unique cantaloupes, solidifying the bond of mutual benefit between them. The Mo family's agricultural magic continues to yield wonders. Zhiran reveals a massive, honey-sweet watermelon, leaving Tang Mingrui in absolute awe and marking the next chapter of their prosperous business relationship. Unexpected joy arrives as Madame Zhiran's mother, makes the long journey to the northwest. The sight of her pregnant daughter in such a remote, harsh land evokes deep maternal sorrow, but the news of the Mo family's survival brings her immense comfort. The reunion is bittersweet. Upon discovering that Zhiran is carrying twins, Madame is overcome with fear for her daughter's life, immediately dispatching a messenger to the capital to bring the finest obstetrician regardless of the cost. Respect and relief wash over the two families as the mothers reconcile their worries. Old Lady Mo treats Madame with the highest honor, acknowledging the strength of her daughter, who has become the backbone of the Mo family's survival. The sophistication of the Mo family's new compound leaves Madame bewildered. She cannot fathom how an exiled family could possess such wealth, but Zhiran gracefully deflects her questions with stories of trade and foreign merchants. To further calm her mother, Zhiran demonstrates the source of their income, the popular, handcrafted plush toys sold across the region. Madame is finally convinced of their economic stability, and peace begins to settle in her heart. The bond between mother and daughter deepens as they share simple moments harvesting cherries in the mountain orchard. For the first time in a long time, the weight of the exile feels lighter. Yet duty calls. News arrives that powerful figures in the capital are cursed. Jiuye and Zhiran decide to take a risk, dispatching their avian companion to aid the victims and expose the darkness lurking in the shadows of the imperial court. Jiuye works tirelessly to finalize the Mo family's animal husbandry operation. The sight of hundreds of livestock entering the village causes a massive stir, changing the villagers' perception of the exiled Mo family from nobles to industrious, wealthy farmers. On the mountain, tragedy nearly strikes. A successful breakthrough in gunpowder production leads to an accidental explosion. Jiuye rushes up the slope to find his brothers battered but alive, a harsh lesson in the dangerous craft they have undertaken. Zhiran arrives to assess the damage. While the sisters-in-law are overcome by fear for their husbands' lives, Zhiran maintains her composure, diagnosing the brothers with minor concussions and preparing the remedies that will lead to their swift recovery. The brothers regain consciousness one by one, their resilience proving to be as sturdy as the weapons they aim to build. The house fills with a mix of tearful reunions and quiet determination. That evening, the family gathers for a meal. Despite the dangers faced on the mountainside, the presence of Madame brings a sense of normalcy and grace to the table, and the delicious food helps bridge the gap between their past nobility and present resilience. The Mo family's influence spreads through the village. Jiuye shares knowledge of dairy cow breeding, offering the villagers a chance to share in the prosperity. It is a gesture of goodwill that binds their fates together, turning the village into a fortress of shared wealth. With the breeding farms finally established, the Mo family secures their independence. What began as a desperate exile has transformed into a thriving center of industry and survival. The final test arrives. On the mountain, the brothers perfect the formula. A series of controlled, powerful bangs echo through the valley, the sound of their victory and the birth of a new, formidable deterrent for their enemies. As the explosions thunder in the distance, Zhiran looks on with a steady gaze. She knows that these sounds are the signal that they are ready for whatever the Emperor may send their way. The foundation for their future is set. Amidst the beauty of the Northwest, the Mo family stands ready, united not just by blood, but by a shared purpose and an unbreakable will to endure. With her due date approaching, Zhiran feels the stirrings of the new lives within her. The challenges ahead are many, but surrounded by family and love, she knows they will prevail. The villagers respect the Mo family not for their past titles, but for the life they have built with their own hands. The exile has turned into an opportunity to forge a new path, one they tread together. In the quiet of the night, the brothers continue their vigil. Every effort made is a brick in the wall they are building against the darkness of the capital. Madame He, once filled with anxiety, now finds comfort in the life her daughter has created. The fears of the capital feel worlds away in the warmth of the Mo family's home. The cycle of life at the Mo family's farm continues, turning the barren landscape into a fountain of growth and sustenance. Their resilience is becoming as legendary as the fruits they grow. Together they face the unknown. They have turned a death sentence into a new beginning, armed with love, science, and an unshakable bond that defies the fates. The journey ahead is arduous, but for the first time, Zhiran feels that the path is theirs to choose. The exiled bride has become the guardian of her family's future. The dawn brings new light to Xiling village. As the Mo family stands ready to face the world, no longer as outcasts, but as the masters of their own destiny. In the hidden sanctuary of the Northwest, the life of the transmigrated protagonist Zhiran continues. Formerly a woman of the modern age, and now the wife of the exiled general Mo Jiuye, she detects the distinct rhythm of a successful experiment. The sound of black powder bombs echoing from the mountain, signifying a leap in the Mo family's defensive capabilities. Mo Jiuye, the stoic general, meets his wife near the mountain trail. Their shared knowledge of modern weaponry fuels their hope for the future. He rushes upward, leaving Zhiran to return safely, anxious to witness the explosive power that might secure their family's survival. The experimental site reveals the fruit of their labor. The craters are deeper, the damage more profound. For the Mo brothers, this is more than just a chemical reaction. It is a shield against the threats that loom over their exiled clan. A test of live fire. As wild boars emerge from the brush, the brothers seize the moment. The bamboo bomb detonates with devastating force, proving that their creation is a lethal reality. The brothers embrace, the weight of their precarious exile lifted by the potential for true protection. The strategy shifts to the ancestral home. Mo King, the patriarch, gathers his sons. The atmosphere is heavy with the gravity of their situation. With the seventh brother soon returning, they must accelerate production, turning their makeshift lab into a forge of war. Even the eighth brother's desire to quit the Yemen is denied. To ensure safety and gain intelligence, Mo Chuhan must remain a constable. The Mo family is woven into the fabric of the city, not as victims, but as silent guardians of their own destiny. Daily life becomes a factory floor. Mo King and Mo Jiuye, despite their limited mobility, dedicate themselves to the preparation of bamboo housings. Their hands, once accustomed to spears and swords, now meticulously craft the casings for their new weapons. To enhance their weapons, the brothers seek a blacksmith. Lin Hong, a former apprentice rescued from hardship, is recruited. The secret of the bomb production is kept tight as they begin the delicate task of wrapping bamboo in iron to increase lethality. While the men forge weapons, Zhiran prepares for Mo Hanyu's wedding. She utilizes her mysterious resources to provide a dowry of unmatched quality. Silk and jewelry, sourced from her hidden space, appear as if purchased in the city, delighting the women of the family. Mo Jiuye travels to the city, his mission twofold, procuring dowry supplies and seeking intelligence. He meets Meng Huaning, the future son-in-law, and presses for news about the capital, where the health of General Jin and the court's betrayal weigh heavily on them. Back home, the reveal of the dowry jewelry shocks the family. The intricate designs are beyond anything seen in this land. Zhiran claims they were custom-made based on her drawings, deflecting suspicion while ensuring Mo Hanyu marries with honor. The ambition grows. Zhiran plans to start a jewelry business to explain their rising wealth as they prepare to raise an army. In their private, magical space, they forge new designs, blending modern aesthetics with ancient necessity. News from the capital arrives via Little White. General Jin is alive but poisoned, and the cure requires the Mother Goo worm. The mission to save the general becomes an urgent priority, and they prepare the containers to transport the deadly parasites safely. Tragedy strikes the city. Boss Jin is dead, and Tang Mingrui is framed for murder. The brothers realize this is a calculated attack. They watch from the shadows as the officials move in, determined to untangle the web of lies threatening their ally. In the courtroom, Meng Huaning pushes for the truth. Through the cross-examination of the hired killers, the innocence of Tang Mingrui begins to surface. Yet the shadowy figures behind the frame-up remain hidden, waiting for the Mo family to stumble. Despite the danger, commerce persists. Tang Mingrui, impressed by the quality of the new jewelry, ignores his own legal peril to discuss the potential windfall. The brothers realize that the frame-up is merely a symptom of a larger, darker game being played in the Northwest. The brothers investigate the Jinxian building, a chain linked to the Empress's powerful family. The restaurant's lack of customers and the presence of trained fighters posing as waiters confirm their fears. These are not mere eateries, but outposts for the enemy. Violence erupts in the back alley. The brothers dispatch the fighters with lethal efficiency, revealing their own formidable martial prowess. They capture 2 Deathsworn, the only ones who might hold the secrets of the Zhu family's true objectives. In a filthy woodshed, they rescue the kidnapped mother and daughter of Wang Lin, the framed killer. The cruelty of the enemy is fully revealed. With the victims safe, the brothers move to hide their captives and prepare for the next phase of their investigation. The trap closes. They encounter Zhu Fan, the arrogant scion of the Zhu family and manager of the Jinxian operations. His attempt to threaten them with the Empress's name falls on deaf ears. The Mo family is beyond the reach of his intimidation. Interrogation turns brutal. Faced with the unwavering stoicism of an elite agent, Mo Jiuye employs the cruel, decaying powders provided by Zhiran. Zhu Fan's defenses crumble as his flesh begins to wither under the agonizing chemical touch. With the secrets extracted and the key figures subdued, the brothers prepare to hand the conspirators over to the law. The threat of the Jinxian building is neutralized, but the broader war against the Zhu family and the capital's corruption has only just begun. Peace briefly returns to Xiling village, yet the air is thick with anticipation. Zhiran remains the steady heart of the family, her mind already on the next crisis. The Mo family stands ready, forged in adversity and hardened by their secrets. The journey home is a march toward a future of their own making. Mo Jiuye carries the weight of the day's victory, ready to face his wife, his family, and the battles that wait upon the horizon of their exiled existence. Within the home, the wedding preparations continue, a poignant contrast to the darkness faced by the men outside. Mo Hanyu's joy is the fragile light they all strive to protect, the living embodiment of the family's hope for a better tomorrow. The patriarchs and matriarchs of the Mo line find solace in their children's resilience. No longer are they the broken remnants of a fallen house. They are a cohesive unit, bonded by blood, trauma, and the secret knowledge that they are prepared for war. The reunion of the couple is a quiet anchor in the storm. Mo Jiuye shares the burdens of the day, finding in Zhiran the strength to continue. Their bond is the secret foundation upon which the family's survival is built. Their strategy board reflects the shifting tides of the Northwest. With the Jinxian network identified, they prepare to dismantle their enemies systematically. Every move is calculated, every resource accounted for in the quiet theater of their rebellion. In the deep of night, the house remains silent. Tomorrow promises new challenges, the return of the 7th brother, the wedding, and the lingering threat of the capital. Yet tonight, they dream of a day when the exile ends. Dawn arrives, and with it, the relentless momentum of their existence. The pets play, the farm grows, and the preparations for conflict continue unabated. The Mo family lives in the tension between their quiet life and the inevitable confrontation. From the embers of a destroyed noble house, a new power rises. The Mo family is no longer just a target. They are the architects of their own survival, ready to reclaim their place or burn the world that tried to discard them. In the cold shadows of the Northwest, Mo Jiuye unleashes his patience, cornering the treacherous Zhu Fan. The truth is no longer hidden behind excuses. the Zhu family's dark plot to dismantle the Mo legacy is laid bare, forcing a desperate confession that shifts the tides of power. Under the threat of excruciating agony, Zhu Fan spills the secret. The Empress herself orchestrated this hunt, seeking the whereabouts of Prince Heng and plotting the absolute destruction of the Mo family. Mo Jiuye remains unswayed. He realizes that the Zhu family's failure was rooted in their own arrogance, sending a fool to catch a fox. The trap they set has now become the very cage that will bury them. As the sun sets over Yun City, the Jinxian building falls silent. Magistrate Meng Huaning arrives with his men, a swift move that traps Zhu Fan before any word can reach the distant capital. Returning to the sanctuary of his home, Mo Jiuye finds peace in Zhiran's presence. They share the heavy news, knowing that while this threat is neutralized, the Emperor's reach remains a looming shadow. The couple looks forward with strategic focus. To protect their family, they plan for the return of the old subordinates, envisioning secret mountain dwellings that offer both safety and tactical advantage. Morning brings a resolve of steel. The Mo brothers shift into a new rhythm of vigilance, organizing patrols and preparing for a future that will no longer find them unprepared against the imperial throne. The village enters a new state of caution. Every shadow is examined and every visitor is scrutinized. The Mo family is no longer just exiles, they are an encroaching force in their own right. Under the cover of secrecy, the couple climbs to the hidden mountain depression. With the help of the mystical Taobao Mall, they prepare to transform the wilderness into a stronghold. Through the extraordinary convenience of her hidden powers, modular houses appear like magic in the mist. It is a base born of necessity, providing shelter for the warriors who will soon return. Amidst their labor, a discovery sparks a new vision. A rare tea variety hides on the hillside, a golden opportunity to build a sustainable fortune for their future followers. Back at home, the transformation begins. Zhiran masters the ancient art of tea frying, her skill already beginning to rival the finest tributes of the capital, much to the awe of her mother. The first brew is an overwhelming success. The aroma fills the courtyard, promising that their new venture will be as profitable as it is legendary, turning their humble village into a secret empire. Life in the Mo household thrives. The harvest of green chilies brings a new fire to their tables, binding the family closer over shared meals and laughter while the world outside grows ever more dangerous. The tension of the wedding approaches. Meng Huaning arrives, eager but humble, facing the formidable Mo king. The weight of his future role as a son-in-law hangs in the air. The dinner is a blend of diplomatic tension and genuine warmth. Meng Huaning navigates the scrutiny of his new family, winning their approval through his intellect and sincere respect. Driven by his duty, Meng Huaning dreams of prosperity for Yun City. However, Zhiran steers him toward more resilient crops, ensuring the Mo family's trade secrets remain secure while still lifting the people from hunger. The wedding day arrives in a blaze of red and gold. Joy radiates through every courtyard, a rare moment of pure celebration that momentarily masks the underlying political storms. Mo Hanyu prepares for her union, surrounded by the sisters she has grown to love. It is a day of departures and new beginnings, marked by tears of both sadness and joy. The traditional teasing begins. The Mo brothers test the groom's wits, turning the wedding ceremony into a battle of poems and clever couplets that the eager groom must win to claim his bride. The final goodbye is heavy with emotion. Mo Chuhan carries his sister toward her new life, the pride of the Mo family mingling with the bittersweet reality of change. But the peace is shattered by a letter from the capital. The Empress has adopted a puppet, a secret fourth prince, to challenge the throne. The board is set for a dangerous game of power. Mo Jiuye prepares his family for the worst. They begin the clandestine training of their own private force, mastering advanced weaponry in the silence of the high mountains. Nan Rui steps forward as an unexpected ally. He chooses to return to the capital, leaving his most precious burden behind to act as their eyes and ears in the lion's den. In the midst of the cold political plotting, the harvest brings light. Strange crops from another world flourish in the northwest soil, a symbol of the prosperity the Mo family is building. The joy is interrupted by a physical warning. Zhiran's pregnancy takes a turn. The time is drawing near, and the weight of the coming delivery presses heavily upon her. Pandemonium ensues. Jiuye, usually the master of calm, finds his heart racing with raw, primal fear as the reality of the labor strikes their home. The experts arrive, but their faces bring no comfort. The complexity of a twin birth looms, and the local wisdom seems dangerously insufficient for the perils ahead. Just when all hope seems to falter, an engine of salvation arrives. The long-awaited traveler descends from his carriage, a figure whose presence promises to tip the scales back toward life. Zhiran enters not as a brother, but as a master of the healing arts. His hands, steady and wise, begin to unravel the mystery of the twins' dangerous position, bringing a new hope to the chamber. The night holds its breath as the truth is unveiled. Zhiran is the secret master they desperately sought. With his hand on the pulse of their future, the Mo family prepares for the battle of life. Zhiran had transmigrated from the modern world, finding a new life and a deep, enduring love with Jiuye. Now, the weight of her dual pregnancy pressed upon her. Her older brother, Zhiran, the legendary gynecology saint, arrived in the northwest, discovering the twins were in a breech position. The arrival of this master physician was the only thing standing between the mother and a life-threatening birth. The procedure to turn the breech twins was excruciating, a test of pure endurance. Jiuye refused to leave his wife's side, offering himself as a support, his heart shattering at every pained gasp from his beloved. The suspense in the household was suffocating. Outside the locked door, the mothers waited, their prayers mingling with the sounds of agony coming from within. When Zhiran finally stepped out, the successful turning of the fetuses brought a brief moment of relief, though the true labor was yet to begin. Foreseeing the speed of the impending birth, Jiuye bypassed all manners, dragging the midwife from her home in the dead of night. His desperation drove him to extremes, ensuring that every safety measure was prepared for the arrival of the children. As the midwife settled in, she was struck by the stark contrast between the rural setting and the sophisticated, comfortable living space of the Mo family. The unexpected luxury deepened her respect and realization that this was no ordinary household. Dawn broke and the inevitable contractions arrived. Zhiran woke, her exhaustion pushed aside by the reality of the coming birth. Jiuye, ever present, maintained his vigil, his steady presence the only anchor in the rising storm of pain. Labor progressed with startling speed. The midwife was left stunned by the efficiency of Zhiran's body, a result of Zhiran's expert preparation. Despite the intensity, Zhiran held onto her composure, focusing every ounce of her willpower on the health of her babies. The first cry pierced the air, signaling the arrival of the firstborn son. Jiuye stood frozen, a statue of pure emotion, holding the small, fragile life. The two grandmothers, forgetting their usual decorum, wept with joy, their hearts overflowing with love for the new heir. The second arrival followed rapidly, a daughter. A complete set of blessings arrived as the birth concluded. Exhaustion pulled at Zhiran, but the sight of her children, born safe and sound, brought a peace that transcended her immense fatigue. The entire household erupted in celebration. The arrival of a son and daughter was the ultimate triumph for the Mo family, a sign that their luck had truly returned. Even the most stoic brothers found their hearts melting at the sight of the tiny, sleeping angels. In a turn of events that seemed like a miracle, the joy of the birth gave the family patriarch, Mo King, the strength to rise. Standing for the first time in years, he looked upon his granddaughter, his spirit renewed. Triple the joy had descended upon the Mo house. Names were bestowed with love, Mingzhu for the pearl and Zhu for the pillar. Though the exhaustion remained, the foundation of the Mo legacy had been solidified. The couple, now parents, felt the world shift around them as they embraced their new roles. With no breast milk available, they turned to the hidden bounty of the space. Feeding their children the carefully prepared formula, the parents shared a quiet moment of connection. They were a team, a small unit navigating the complexities of their secret powers while raising the next generation. In the safety of their hidden space, they formulated a plan. The future of their family required resources, and the production of high-quality milk powder became their next ambitious goal. It was a path to prosperity that would strengthen the Mo name further. News of the twins spread throughout the village, bringing people from all corners to celebrate. The Mo family, once outcasts, were now the center of a community that respected and honored them. The celebration was a testament to the family's resilience. The return of Mo Yuance, the seventh brother, brought the final piece of the Mo family's power back home. Having succeeded in gathering their former troops, he arrived to find his home thriving, confirming that his sacrifices had paved the way for this moment of peace. The joy multiplied when Zhiran's medical skills revealed more blessings. The sixth sister-in-law was pregnant, followed by the third sister-in-law. The drought of children was finally breaking, and the Mo household was set to grow even further. However, the shadows of the past still loomed. Mo Chuhan and Meng Huining encountered the final group of old troops returning to the northwest, highlighting the necessity of their hidden defenses and the precarious balance they maintained between peace and war. The peace was shattered by a chilling message. The Empress had sent a new wave of highly trained assassins. The Mo family realized that their enemies would stop at nothing, and they braced themselves for the coming conflict. With meticulous strategy, Mo Jiuye organized their defense. They would utilize their hidden weaponry, repeating crossbows and explosives, to turn the tables on their hunters. It was time to show the world that the Mo family was no longer a target to be preyed upon. The arrival of Jiuye, the only survivor of the escort officials, brought a grim account of torture and death. He revealed the Zhu family's hand in their demise, confirming the depth of the betrayal and the ruthlessness of their adversaries. The survival of Jiuye served as a final piece of evidence, hardening the Mo family's resolve. The web of conspiracies against them was tightening, but they had already transformed from a family in exile to a force prepared to defend their own blood. The death of their former escort, Peng Wang, weighed heavily on their hearts. They mourned the decent men who had paid the ultimate price, a tragedy that deepened the couple's determination to end the cycle of violence once and for all. As the morning light hit the mountain, the transformation was complete. The caves had become a stronghold, and the veterans were training not for exile, but for survival. Every movement was a testament to the lessons learned through blood and iron. When the veterans witnessed the power of the semi-automatic crossbow, their disbelief turned into awe. These were weapons beyond their wildest dreams, and in the hands of the Mo family's soldiers, they would be the final, stinging surprise for the Empress's assassins. The training continued relentlessly. The Mo family had moved past the stage of victimhood. Every bolt fired and every strategy refined was a step toward the day they would reclaim their honor and ensure the safety of the children who had just entered this world. As Mo Jiuye looked over his troops, he felt the heavy burden of his dual roles as protector and father. The path ahead was perilous, but as long as his family stood with him, they would never again be broken. The stage was set for their final stand. Amidst the preparations for war, the nursery remained a sanctuary of peace. Zhiran held her children, finding the strength to carry on. For the sake of the little ones, there was no limit to what she would do, and no enemy she would not overcome. They were a couple forged in the fires of transmigration and exile, now stronger than ever. The weight of their responsibilities was heavy, but in the silence of their room, they found the courage to face the dawn, knowing they were ready for whatever it brought. The sun began to climb over the horizon, marking the beginning of a crucial period in the Mo family's life. The village slumbered in peace, protected by the vigilance of the men on the mountain, ready to strike back against the encroaching darkness. The stage was set, the guards were placed, and the heart of the Mo family, the twin babies, rested in safety. The coming battle would define their legacy, but for today, hope and resilience bloomed in the northwest, stronger than any sword the Empress could wield. After transmigrating into the body of the disgraced Mo family's ninth son, Mo Jiuye, once a powerful general, now found his life inextricably linked to the brilliant and mysterious Zhiran, who carried a secret dimension within her. To protect his family, he led his brothers to set an ambush on the road from the capital, determined to stop the Empress's lethal assassins. With the Mo brothers hiding in the darkness, the valley became a silent trap. Mo Jiuye deployed his secret weapon, the White Hawk, Little White, tasking it with scouting the horizon toward the capital for any sign of the imperial threat. 3 days passed in deafening silence. Just as doubt began to cloud their resolve, Little White returned from the sky, its wings limp and blood staining its snowy feathers. It had been wounded while scouting, but its arrival confirmed the enemy was near. Understanding the hawk's silent message, Jiuye treated its wounds with medicine provided by Zhiran. With the intelligence confirmed, he turned to Chuhan, whose speed would make him the perfect scout to confirm the enemy's location. Using the techniques learned from his wife, Jiuye expertly disguised his brother as a common merchant. No detail was missed, ensuring the scout would remain invisible to the eyes of the ruthless death warriors. Chuhan successfully tracked the enemy. They were disguised as commoners, yet their disciplined movements and internal energy betrayed their true nature as imperial killers. He hurried back to warn the Mo family. As the assassins entered the kill zone, Jiuye fired a silent signal flare. The streak of light was easily mistaken for a natural falling star by the unsuspecting killers, who marched blindly into their own demise. The silence was shattered by the sound of crossbows. Arrows rained down, relentless and precise. The assassins, despite their high-level martial arts, were caught off guard and decimated by the overwhelming barrage of bolts. Jiuye led the flanking maneuver, cutting off any possibility of escape. In the chaos of the night, the assassins fell one by one, their secret mission ending in a blood-soaked mountain pass. The battle was won in minutes. Jiuye ordered the collection of all arrows, leaving the corpses behind as a silent, grim warning to the Empress. The message was clear. The Mo family was no longer the prey. While the battle raged, Meng Huining paced the village entrance. The burden of being a scholar in a military conflict weighed heavily on him, his thoughts constantly drifting to the safety of his family and the Mo brothers. The brothers returned under the veil of night. Meng Huining breathed a sigh of relief as they confirmed their victory. The crisis was averted, but the cost was the health of the loyal little white. Inside the room, Zhiran had been waiting, unable to sleep. Seeing her husband return, her heart finally settled, though her attention immediately shifted to the bird in his hands. In the safety of her space, Zhiran tended to little white. With glucose and medicine, she slowly brought the creature back from the brink of death, her husband watching with quiet admiration. The following morning, the prefecture was thrown into panic. Villagers reporting the carnage forced the magistrate to the scene. He looked upon the hundreds of dead warriors and realized his peaceful jurisdiction had become a hellish crime scene. Meng Huining arrived as a fellow official, expertly playing the role of a surprised bureaucrat. He carefully guided the panicking magistrate toward reporting the incident, ensuring the authorities remained clueless about the true victors. With the threat neutralized, the Mo family returned to their life. The sweet potato harvest was monumental, with yields reaching 5,000 catties per mu, a miracle of farming that promised to change the fate of the Northwest. Jiuye shared the harvest with the villagers. As they bit into the sweet, roasted tubers, the skepticism of the farmers melted away, replaced by awe and gratitude for the Mo family's generosity. When Meng Huining arrived to inspect the yield, he forgot his official decorum. The sweet, filling taste of the crop convinced him instantly. This was the key to saving the people of Yun City from starvation. Jiuye pledged the surplus to the government as seeds for the next year. It was an act of extreme altruism, ensuring that the entire region would have the means to survive the harsh winters to come. The news of the 2,000-tael harvest spread quickly. For the poor villagers, this was not just a harvest, it was the promise of a life free from hunger. The Mo family had become legends in the eyes of the common people. As night fell, Tang Mingrui arrived, eager for business. He was spellbound by the sweet potato dishes. For a businessman, this was not just food, it was a gold mine waiting to be tapped. The partnership was solidified. Jiuye and Zhiran entrusted the commercialization of the sweet potatoes to Tang Mingrui, trusting his business acumen to bring prosperity while they stayed behind the scenes. August arrived, bringing the one-month celebration of the twins. The atmosphere was vibrant, full of laughter and the aroma of roasted corn, marking a new chapter of happiness for the Mo family. Under the watchful eyes of the family, Zhiran chose names that reflected their gratitude. Tiansai, the heaven-sent gift for their son, and Jing'an for their daughter, a name capturing beauty and brilliance. After the banquet, the discussion turned to corn. Zhiran explained the potential for dried corn yield, leaving both men speechless at the sheer scale of the harvest that awaited them. To preserve fresh corn, Zhiran revealed the secret of making ice using saltpeter. Jiuye watched, mesmerized, as his wife turned simple water into precious ice, yet another wonder she brought into their lives. Between the harvest and the business, the domestic life was also changing. Zhiran observed the growing bond between her brother, Ziming, and the sharp-witted maid, Lan realizing that love was blooming in the quiet northwest. Zhiran took the initiative to speak with Lan gently pushing the young woman to consider a future beyond servitude. She saw a woman who deserved a life of her own, free from the burdens of the past. Under the quiet of the night, Jiuye and Zhiran finally embraced their happiness. With the introduction of modern protections, they found a deeper, more intimate peace, free from the fear of impending pregnancy. The peace was broken. A letter arrived from the capital, confirming that the Empress had branded the Mo family as common criminals. It was no longer a matter of defense. They had to go to the capital and settle the score once and for all. The Mo family, once loyal defenders of the realm, now faced the bitter shadow of exile. To protect their own, a dangerous plan was born. Jiuye and his brilliant wife, Zhiran, would journey to the capital to unravel the forces threatening their existence. Reincarnated into this tumultuous world, they had learned that true survival required decisive action, not mere resignation. Before departure, Zhiran sought to secure the happiness of those left behind. She met with Lan a loyal maid, to discuss a delicate matter, the future of Ziming. With grace and candor, she dismantled the barriers of class and status, encouraging Lan to embrace a love that could mend the heart of her noble brother. Ziming, usually the pillar of composure, paced with restless anticipation. When Zhiran returned with the news of Lan acceptance, the facade of the disciplined scholar vanished, replaced by a raw, overwhelming joy that signaled the dawn of a new, unexpected chapter for the He family. The moment of departure arrived. With the Mo men gathered, Jiuye stood firm, rejecting company to ensure their own mobility and safety. They would travel by day in their secret space and traverse the road by night, moving like shadows toward the capital where their destiny awaited. 4 days of swift, secret travel brought the couple to the gates of the capital. But the great city was deathly silent. The gates remained shut, an ominous sign that the political landscape had shifted into a state of total lockdown. In the shadow of the closed gates, human suffering persisted. Zhiran, recognizing the signs of illness, offered comfort and medicine to a desperate family. Through their despair, she learned the city had been locked down for 3 days, pointing to a silent, sweeping coup from within. Observing the guards, Jiuye recognized a familiar, loathsome face. Zhu Bo, son of the prime minister. His presence on the walls confirmed that the Zhu family had seized the core of the government. The danger was far greater than they had anticipated. Retreating to the safety of their hidden realm, they conferred with the intelligent creature, Little White. It volunteered to deliver a message to their ally, Famine. With a swift note attached, the creature vanished into the sky, their lifeline to the city's secrets. Little White returned with a token for palace staff, a vital key to bypassing the guards. Disguised as attendants, the couple prepared to pierce the heart of the capital, ready to face whatever betrayal awaited them inside the city walls. Inside the city, they met Famine. The news was dire. The Empress had forged an edict, the Emperor was likely harmed, and the city was a cage. Prince Kai was powerless, and the Zhu family ruled through fear, leaving the nation on the brink of collapse. They proceeded to the residence of Minister Yuanming. In the desolate, darkened halls of her father's home, the daughter finally stood before him, casting aside her disguise to reveal the truth. The relief of the reunion was tempered by the immediate, lethal threat surrounding them. The reunion was shattered by the arrival of the Empress's agent, Eunuch Liu. He came with a cold ultimatum: join their treacherous cause or consume a vial of poison. He believed he held the power of life and death, entirely unaware that the Mo family had arrived to rewrite the terms. As the eunuch reached his climax of arrogance, Jiuye and Zhiran emerged from the shadows. In a blur of movement, they incapacitated his guards, silencing the threat. The hunter had become the hunted, and the Empress's agent finally saw the face of his undoing. With the eunuch silenced and their father safe, the couple turned their focus to the palace. Clad in stolen uniforms, they entered the imperial grounds, navigating the corridors with the familiarity of those who once belonged there, intent on finding the truth about the missing emperor. They reached the quarters of concubine Yuan, only to find a scene of slow, deliberate cruelty. The empress had left her to starve in the dark. Jiuye, recognizing the woman who had once shown him kindness, was filled with a cold, righteous rage, and Zhiran immediately set to work with her medical arts. With the concubine stabilized, the couple retreated to their space to recover. A note arrived from Famine. He had successfully protected Minister He, but the capital remained a trap. The tension grew. The time for direct action was rapidly approaching. Awakened, concubine Yuan heard the truth, that she had been deceived by her own staff and that her biological son was alive. The revelation was both a shock and a spark of hope. She vowed to set the record straight, providing a potential path to legitimacy. Under the shroud of night, they arrived at the emperor's residence. It was abandoned and disarrayed, a crime scene of a kidnapping. They found signs of a struggle, but the emperor was nowhere to be found. The empress had clearly extracted him, and they needed to find where. They tracked the trail to the Fengxi Palace. Peering through the roof, they watched the empress, furious that the jade seal remained lost. She had been unable to force the emperor to reveal its location, and this obsession drove her to desperate, cruel measures. Descending into the secret underground torture chamber, they found the emperor chained beside the desecrated remains of the empress dowager. With the empress's guards incapacitated, they secured the monarch. The captive was freed, and the first blow against the empress had finally been struck. Their rescue mission was successful, but the palace was already in an uproar. They retreated to the hidden, derelict palace of Exile. In the heart of the enemy's den, they now held the greatest asset in the kingdom, the emperor himself, and the true rebellion was only just beginning. The emperor, finally free, demanded to know who had rescued him. The tension between the rescuer and the rescued was palpable. The Mo family had suffered under his rule, and he was far from the hero they would have chosen. Yet, for the sake of the realm, the alliance of convenience held. Above, the empress was unraveling. The disappearance of her prized prisoner caused a wave of panicked brutality throughout the Fengxi Palace. She sensed the invisible hand of her enemies moving against her, but she had no idea that the Mo family was standing right in the center of her web. In the safety of the ruins, Zhiran continued to monitor the emperor. He spoke of the jade seal, a tool of legitimacy that the empress sought in vain. They now had the man, and the clock was ticking to find the seal, restore order, and secure the future of the kingdom. The weight of their mission pressed upon them. They had infiltrated the capital, identified the enemy's core, and rescued the sovereign. But the empress still held the army, and the capital remained a powder keg. Their next move would determine if the Mo family would find their peace or perish in the flames. With the emperor safely tucked away, they prepared to re-emerge into the heart of the storm. The game was no longer one of defense, but of total destruction. They would see the Zhu family broken, the empress cast down, and the Mo name cleared for all time. The empress's forces scoured the palace grounds, unaware that their quarry sat in the most neglected corner of the ruins. The irony was absolute. The power she desperately clawed for was slipping through her fingers, guarded by the very people she had condemned to exile. Jiuye knew the cost of failure. He also knew that they were no longer fighting for the crown, but for the fundamental right to exist. The journey from a desolate northwest road to the halls of power had been long, but the final confrontation was now unavoidable. The capital held its breath. Tomorrow would reveal either a restoration or a total collapse. As the light hit the eaves of the palace, the Mo family, the ghosts of the exile, were ready to step into the sun and reclaim their destiny. The stage was set, the players in position. From the shadows of their secret history, the couple had emerged as the architects of a kingdom's fate. The final act of their long, arduous journey was about to begin, and history would remember the names of the Mo family. In the depths of a dark palace room, Zhiran and Jiuye confront the fallen Emperor Shunwu. Rescued by the very family he once cast into exile, the emperor finds his authority crumbling as Zhiran forces him to face his own incompetence and the looming threat to his throne. The emperor's pride is shattered when Zhiran reveals the truth about his neglected son, Famine, who was cast aside among the commoners. Shunwu's world is upended as he realizes the magnitude of his past mistakes and the potential for a new successor. Guided by Jiuye's martial expertise, the couple moves like ghosts through the palace halls. Their goal is to reunite the emperor with concubine Yuan, the woman who holds the key to the secrets of the past. With a quick motion, Zhiran renders the noble consort unconscious. They have no time to lose. The palace guards are scouring the grounds, and the fate of the throne hinges on their swift, surgical precision. In the hidden room, the long-buried secret of the child-swapping incident is finally laid bare. Concubine Yuan weeps as she confesses, her voice heavy with regret before the man she once deceived. Leaving the emperor to his shock, the couple turns their eyes to the national treasury. Once their source of illicit wealth, it is now their path to escape the heavily guarded palace gates. Ancient locks stand no chance against Zhiran's expertise. In under a minute, the treasury doors groan open, granting them entry into the heart of the capital's wealth. Deep within the treasury, they uncover a forgotten escape passage and a far more precious discovery. Nestled within the wall lies the legendary imperial seal, the symbol of absolute power. Returning to the Fey residence before dawn, they find Fei Naniu in a state of agitation. The pieces of the puzzle are coming together, and the time for action is nearing. Fei Naniu learns of his parents' survival and their desperate hope to meet him. Grateful, he agrees to their daring plan to smuggle him and the key witness, Fei Mama, back into the palace. Daylight brings a brief respite. They retreat to the Fey residence, carefully planning the final phase of their infiltration while the city descends into chaos. The night brings the final confrontation. With Fei Mama in tow, the team returns to the palace, intent on forcing a reckoning between the biological parents and their long-lost son. The reunion is cold and fraught with tension. Fei Naniu stands before his parents, his eyes reflecting years of abandonment, refusing to offer the easy comfort they crave. Blood is drawn for the ancient test of lineage. As the red drops mingle, the truth is confirmed. The common-erased scholar is indeed the true third prince. The emperor, recognizing the potential he once squandered, hands over his final lifeline, a token capable of mobilizing an elite army of 20,000. The tide of the rebellion is ready to turn. Duty done, the couple prepares to vanish. They have restored a dynasty's hope, yet their own hearts remain set on the northwest, far from the rot of the capital. The final pieces are set. Minister Hao, having finally realized that his loyalty has blinded him, decides to cast off his official life to reunite with his family in the promised northwest. To secure their escape, Zhiran employs modern ingenuity. A silent drone, disguised with a ghostly voice, lures the guards away, granting them the window to vault the city walls. The army is mobilized. In the mountain hollow, thousands of silent warriors pledge their blades to the third prince, their loyalty tied solely to the ancient token in Jiuye's hand. The capital trembles as the forgotten army descends. The gates buckle, and the rebellion begins in earnest, spearheaded by the very force the emperor once thought lost. The final confrontation unfolds. Nan Yu, leading his brothers, stands before the arrogance of the prime minister, the air thick with impending violence and the ghosts of past betrayals. Justice demands a price, and Jiuye is the arbiter. With the precision of a master marksman, he settles the blood feud, silencing the corrupt leader with a single thunderous shot. The prime minister falls, and with him, the facade of the empress's absolute control. Panic sweeps through the ranks as the rebellion seizes the momentum. In the depths of the Fengxi Palace, they discover the fourth prince, a child broken by torture but fueled by a burning hatred for the empress who murdered his birth mother. The empress's grip on power is severed. She is dragged into custody as Nan Yu asserts control, his rise to the throne now all but inevitable. The emperor finally sees the reality of his cruel world. He holds his neglected son, mourning the years of abuse he permitted through his own blindness. Retribution is swift. Jiuye enters the dark cell, his heart burning with the weight of years of suffering, prepared to exact a price that blood alone can settle. The villains have paid their dues in full. The torment is over, and the path to a cleaner, if still blood-stained, court is finally open to the third prince. As the capital stabilizes, Minister Hao formally announces his retirement. The weight of court life is lifted, replaced by the simple, enduring promise of family life in the far northwest. But peace is a fleeting dream. A message from the northwest brings word of barbarian invasions, calling the warrior back to the very edge of the empire he sought to leave behind. The capital is secured, but the frontiers are bleeding. Jiuye delivers the news to the third prince, knowing that the real test for the new order of Da Shun has only just begun. The Emperor of Da Shun sits upon his throne, his temper fraying as the war in the northwest looms. With the Mo family in exile, he desperately seeks a commander for the armies, even contemplating the unthinkable act of pardoning those he once cast aside. Nan Yu, acting as the voice of reason, gently steers the emperor's thoughts toward the Mo family. He paints a picture of their suffering, hoping to kindle mercy in the sovereign's heart, despite the risks of defying the empress's faction. Greed and necessity war within the emperor. He plots to entice the disgraced Mo family back with promises of rank and power, failing to realize that their loyalty to the throne has already been shattered by his own past actions. Nan Yu and Minister Hao walk through the quiet palace grounds, both harboring heavy hearts. They recognize that persuading the Mo family to return is a gamble, one they play for the sake of the dynasty's survival. Back at the residence, Jiuye and his wife face their unexpected visitor. They stand as equals, their presence commanding and indifferent to the promises of a crown they no longer desire. Nan Yu pours out his plea, offering the title of prince to the one who once was a common exile. He hopes to win their service through kinship and the future of their descendants. Zhiran notices the flicker of greed in the court's desperation. She signals to her husband, a subtle shift in strategy that turns a request for service into a negotiation for a fiefdom. The demand lands like a boulder in a pond. To carve out the northwest as a fiefdom is unheard of, yet Zhiran knows that true peace for the Mo family requires more than a hollow title. Nan Yu realizes the weight of their request. He must now bring this demand before an ailing emperor, turning the Mo family's return into a deal that will alter the map of Da Shun forever. The court gathers in stunned silence. The emperor, in a move that defies all tradition, publicly exonerates the Mo family and grants them the title of King of Defending the West, with the Northwest as their hereditary fief. Under the cover of night, a divine altar is built. The emperor, desperate for guidance and plagued by the loss of his jade seal, falls under the influence of a mysterious Taoist priest. The Taoist priest, Yuan King, chants ancient invocations. He is a man who truly understands the movements of the stars, now acting as the catalyst for the Mo family's carefully crafted divine deception. Lights descend from the heavens, appearing like stars fallen to earth. In truth, it is a masterclass of technology and manipulation, orchestrated by the one who knows what lies 1,000 years in the future. The emperor's faith is absolute when he finds the lost jade seal resting upon the scroll of his chosen successor. Fate, or so he believes, has revealed the new crown prince. Nan Yu is proclaimed the heir. The court bows, the transition of power cemented in the emperor's eyes by divine intervention. The Game of Thrones has shifted in favor of the enlightened ruler. The meeting between the time traveler and the sage is inevitable. Yuan King sees the truth within them, recognizing the soul that has crossed a millennium to change the fate of this crumbling empire. Zhiran speaks of a world where men and women are equal, and machines perform the labor of the earth. She reveals the origin of her soul, shedding the secrets she had long kept guarded. For Jiuye, the revelation is not a haunting, but a blessing. He realizes that his wife is the celestial guide sent to save his family from the abyss. With the capital's affairs in flux and their mission completed, the couple turns their faces toward the northwest. Their home, their fief, and their destiny await them in the harsh, untamed lands. Returning to the border, the air is thick with tension. The barbarian threat is no longer a distant whisper, but a tangible danger creeping closer to the lands they are destined to defend. In the brush, they encounter the Mo men. They have been preparing, waiting for the signal to strike. The family is united in purpose, to guard their homes and their people. He explains the grand design. The Northwest as their fief, a bastion of power where they can finally live free from courtly interference, ready to stand against the invading tides. Back at home, the embrace of his children is the anchor Jiuye needs. He knows now that he does not just fight for a kingdom, but for the legacy he will pass on to them. The decree arrives, sealing their fate and their future. Jiuye is officially the king, the sword that will hold the western borders against all who dare threaten the peace. The officials who once scorned the Mo family now kneel in the dust. The tide has turned, and the power dynamic in the northwest has shifted permanently into their hands. A second edict brings a surprise promotion for Meng Huining. The new emperor is moving his chess pieces, ensuring that his allies and those he trusts are positioned to reshape the nation. With the first act of his reign, Jiuye cleanses his house. He removes the corrupt and installs those he can trust, laying the foundation for a territory that will soon be the most prosperous in Da Shun. The brothers march to war. They ride as a force to be reckoned with, equipped not just with steel, but with the secret weapons provided by their sister-in-law's ingenuity. Zhiran watches her husband and brothers depart. She remains the steady heart of the estate, managing the home and the strategy that will ensure they return victorious. In the cold of winter, a hot pot feast brings the remaining family together. It is a moment of peace before the final reports from the front arrive to claim their victory. The war is drawing to a close. From the western frontier to the southern borders, the Mo family has rewritten history, ensuring that the new era of Da Shun is paved by their hands. Zhiran and Tang Mingrui formalize their business empire, securing the future of the Mo family's hot pot industry. While the northwest flourishes, Jiuye leads a decisive campaign in the barbarian territories, securing land and peace for his people. Jiuye transforms from a conqueror into a protector. By distributing provisions and resources, he wins the hearts of the formerly displaced civilians, turning a hostile frontier into a stable, loyal fiefdom under his command. After months of separation and the trials of war, the cold of the winter journey fades instantly, as Jiuye finally steps back into the warmth of his home, greeting the wife he has missed every day. The joy of reunion is complete as father meets children. Despite his initial hesitation, Jiuye is moved by the maturity and admiration he sees in young Zhu, marking a tender moment of connection between generations. Zhiran revolutionizes the local economy, establishing factories that empower women. By providing stable income and independence, she systematically dismantles the old social structures of the Northwest, fostering a new era of equality. Through the clever use of unique technologies and designs, Zhiran and Tang Mingrui dominate the market. Their jewelry shops become the talk of the realm, turning the Northwest into a commercial hub before the New Year festivities. For the first time in over a decade, the entire Mo family is gathered without loss. The new year is a milestone of peace, as the family celebrates their newfound stability and the growth of their household. 6 years have passed, and the once impoverished Northwest has been transformed into a commercial paradise. The streets teem with activity, proving the success of their foresight and the tireless development of their shared vision. A surprise encounter brings the emperor to the Northwest. Nan Yu, seeking respite from the solitude of the throne, arrives in secret to witness the prosperity that has become the gold standard of his realm. The emperor is struck by the order and harmony of the Mo family's children. Seeing Zhu's natural authority and the unity of the younger generation, Nan Yu finds a reflection of the society he dreams of building. In a profound gesture of trust, the emperor asks the Mo family to raise his princes. He hopes that by living among the Mo children, they might learn the values of humility and brotherhood, escaping the cycles of royal infighting. 10 years later, the training grounds bear witness to the success of their teachings. The princes have shed their arrogance, standing tall and united with the Mo generation as they prepare for the future. As the next generation takes the stage, Jiuye finds himself ready for a new chapter. Having dedicated his life to the Northwest, he now dreams of traveling the world with the woman who gave him everything.